The last day before summer.
Summer's Eve. Summer's Eve.
Spring.
Oh, get your dude out of here.
It is summer's Eve.
You're disgusting.
God, it smells like vagina in here.
It smells like douche in here. Speaking of Summer's Eve, we have Rocco with us this week, everyone.
Today's sponsor, Summer's Eve.
And Lysol.
And here we go.
You want to be like? Sensitivity equals fucking poverty.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Check it out, homie.
Everyone, welcome to episode 170 of Insensitive Culture. As always, you know me.
So what?
You know my guy on the other end.
And that fool blazer, Ramon.
On the other end is always Jonni. And we will forever be
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Make sure you check it out, homie.
And now the cheers stop because we have a guest that deserves none. Rocco's in the building.
Hey, I have to say, your intro never gets old. Your intro never gets old.
Okay, see now that deserves.
Okay.
Now he deserves a crowd.
Thank you.
Sure.
Whether I'm loading up a new episode in the car or on the toilet, the intro never gets old.
You know, and that's about where we peak. From all the analytics, that's pretty much where we
usually
peak.
Toilet
right there.
Yeah. Ukrainian restrooms, that's our top. That's where we really
It's like,
hit. Yeah.
That's
our demographic. If you're in a shitter in the Ukraine, you're probably listening to Insensitive Culture, if I had to guess.
Oh God, that's great.
The second our intro ends, it's like, well, yep, that was enough of that.
Yep. They wipe, flush, and that's it. They don't even hear the rest of the episode.
Oh, man. But it's good to have you back in studio. It's been a while.
Yes.
How have you been, brother?
I've been good. Busy. I'm doing 2 podcasts right now. But I'm currently on
publishing them and everything?
What was that?
You're publishing them and everything?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice. Look at that.
I'm doing obviously you guys know me from CriticalMass.
Obviously.
We just finished our last season. We're going to start recording again. Actually, next weekend, we start recording, which is going to be great. Can't wait to get up on that because that's going to take us right into my wife giving birth. So I won't be doing
on
podcasting.
The show?
Yeah, we're going to do the birth on the show. But yeah, this current season, though, we have Critical Mass on the road, and we actually did an entire episode inside of my co-host's van while we were driving to Cooperstown. It's like a 3-hour episode of just us in the van, and it's pretty freaking hilarious. I'm actually quite happy with it. That turned out great. And then my second show, Listen Up Casuals.
Did Dan at any point in those 3 hours bring out an instrument?
No, Dan was driving.
I don't want to
Thank God.
He constructed an arm, a mic arm that connected to the back of his seat and came out and around so the microphone could be right in front of his face while driving.
That's brilliant.
And it was hilarious because the people would drive by and just be like, what am I looking at?
Yeah.
We'd honk and wave and laugh. And it was a lot of fun. It was fun to record.
Road trip episode.
We're doing all our episodes in a van.
Power hour on the road.
Power hour.
200
improvements.
Yo, let's do it.
And then Listen Up Casuals.
Awesome. Yeah, I like Listen Up Casuals.
What's Listen Up Casuals again? Can you give us a brief overview on that? Very brief. I don't want to hear a lot about it.
That's, you know what? You and a lot of other people say the same thing. No, it's a comic book show. It's geared towards the casual. So for someone that would like listen to or watch the movies or shows and don't know much about the comic book background,
casual nerd.
You're in the right place.
We give that. So we add the comic book context to the shows and the movies that you love. We just did, our season was called Listen Up Casuals Dark. So we did like Punisher, Ghost Rider, Elektra, all of like the anti-heroes were this past season. So if that's your cup of tea, I highly suggest. We just did Constantine as well.
Nice.
We talked a lot about Keanu Reeves. So definitely check that out.
Nice.
Yeah, guys, check that out. It'll get you right out of your panties. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we just had our Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to you fellas, minus Dave.
Yes.
You know, your fur baby, I guess.
Yeah, there we go. Just Cliff. Just the Cliff dad.
Yeah, just Cliff.
Meh.
Jonni, it was your first, man. How'd that go?
Mm-hmm.
It was cool. It was cool. It was you know, like they say, it's every day is Father's Day, right? Like wasn't a huge difference in what I did or how I handled the day. Still had plenty of shit to get done and do. And I was up at the lake, so
Nice.
A lot of housework being done. Trying to, you know, still have a good time with friends, but yeah, it was cool. It's still one of those things where like you can't party till the baby goes to sleep. So
Yeah.
at least she's doing that now.
Word.
That's
huge.
how old's your kid?
She is 10 months. She'll be 11 months. Well, she's 10 and a half months. Yeah.
I love that you said, and I could tell you're a new dad because you said every day is Father's Day. And then you get to like where I'm at. I have a 10-year-old and a 3-year-old, and I'm about to have a newborn. Okay.
Yeah.
On Father's Day, I said I want food and I want to be drunk and I want everybody to leave me alone. And you will get there, Jonni.
I can't wait.
You will.
I can't wait.
I promise you, you will get there. And it was great because I just literally drank beer and watched them fight on the new swing set I built them. That was it. That was my day. It was wonderful.
That's heaven right there.
I think that's in the 60s. That was Father's Day for every day. That was just how fathers like. They were drunk, they were angry, and nobody talked to them. They were afraid of them. That was must have been a nice being a dad back then.
Yeah. So you only get that one day now.
Right. Yeah.
One
exactly.
day a year.
They took that away.
You know?
Yeah.
Does it feel like
No,
your
there was a
birthday,
lot of-
guys? Like as a father, does it feel birthday-ish, where it's like it's a special day, but it's not quite. It's not quite on that birthday level where it's all about you.
Right.
No.
It's got like a birthday vibe to it, though, or what?
No, my birthday isn't even feel like a birthday day for me. So it's just like any other day, dude.
What are you
Every
living
day is like
Guantanamo
your
Bay?
birthday.
Like what's going on?
Every day is like my birthday. No, I was actually gonna say because I heard from different people like what their Father's Day is like, and I was actually thinking like, man, is it like a thing where on Mother's Day us fathers try to like take a lot of that stress off of mom? It's just like, yo, go do something, go do this without the baby, go do that without the baby, and then on Father's Day it's like, hey, spend time with your kids.
It's Father's Day.
Yeah, because it's Father's Day. Go do something with your kids.
You never do any other day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with my kids all the fucking time. So
exactly,
it
but
just
that's
doesn't
the
seem
assumption,
fair.
right?
Yeah, that's the assumption, right? Exactly.
No, you're exactly right. I'm with my kids all the freaking time. I'm with these children. But like on Father's Day, I was like, they can be in the room. But I am going to be playing PlayStation 5.
Oh, man. Goals, man. Goals.
Mm-hmm.
Just the PlayStation 5, not the kids being in the room while I play it.
Right.
But still.
Yeah, take it or leave it.
It was a good time, man. I did spend my day with the kids, and I took them to do some fun stuff for themselves, and it was just normal day because I do that every weekend, and we just kept it going. But on Saturday, I got a chance to hang out with my friends and stuff and have a drink. So that was kind of like the day where I was able to just, for a few hours slip out, have some drinks, do some stuff without the fam, and then come back and, come right back to the family shenanigans. Mm-hmm. So it was a good time. That was like my Father's Day right there.
Nice. It's something.
Yeah, absolutely. I just like talking shit, but no, it was a good weekend though.
Good.
Sweet, man. All right, y'all want to get into Dave? Do you have some questions for us?
I think I got a couple here that I could muster up.
Let's get it cracking, cuz.
All right, fellas. So I know we consume movies, TV, a lot of comics in Rocco's case. Mm-hmm. Give me a fictional character that if you heard somebody say that they hate that character, instant red flag for you. Like what the fuck?
I gotta think about this. if someone hates specific character,
it's a red flag. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you that you hate? Like, how could you hate this character? I don't understand.
I got mine. They're not comic book related either.
It's okay.
You
It doesn't
ready?
have to be. Yeah, whatever it is.
Huge red flag if you tell me you hate Ted Lasso.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Ooh.
If you tell me you hate Ted Lasso, and one person said that, and that person sucks. And I was like, I would figure that you would have said that because you're a piece of shit.
I was gonna say, like, I've never had someone tell me they hated like the character Ted Lasso.
One person.
Go on Twitter. They hate fucking everything. So you'll find plenty of them there.
Fair.
Absolutely, for sure.
That's my Ted.
Grogu.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And you don't hear that a lot. You don't hear a lot of him. But if I were to hear that, like, something is not right upstairs. Like, how do you hate that little adorable son of a bitch?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Just so cute. I can't help it.
How can you?
I was gonna say Skylar from Breaking Bad. If anybody says they hate that,
you hate Skylar.
Everybody hates that bitch.
I know. Nah, I don't know, man. Ted Lasso was definitely my one. I think because nothing has, and it's not even a character. It's just I'll just an actor in general. Someone for some reason says they can't stand Keanu Reeves. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, this man is literally a saint. I've seen like a million great things about him. Now, you know, I will preface this because we never know nowadays. But if like 3 to 4 years comes out that he's been a total piece of shit this entire time, I want this scrubbed from, you know.
Well, you don't want to be canceled.
Matthew
and I
Perry
think it's smart what you're doing.
If that happens.
As your attorney.
Yeah. No, but Keanu Reeves, man. If you don't like Keanu Reeves, fuck you.
Or any of his characters. And they're always, is he ever a bad guy? Has Keanu ever been a villain that you can think of, guys, off the top of your head? Like, he might be like a anti-hero. Like, I wouldn't call John Wick a hero, but like you're rooting for him. He's never a bad guy at heart in any of the movies. Like, he wants to save the bus or get the demons back to hell, or, you know, he's always got like what I feel like is a good mission that he's on, regardless of whatever. The
closest, even though he was not a villain by any means in it, but he wasn't a great guy throughout the movie, was Devil's Advocate.
Oh, okay. Not a villain, but
not
I see
a villain,
what you're saying,
but he wasn't like a great guy. He was a scumbag lawyer,
the devil, right? He like made some questionable choices in that film. That's
right.
That's probably
stuff
the closest.
Like that. But
and he still knew he fucked up. Like, he's shit.
Still rooting for him.
Absolutely. You want him to find his way out of that. That's fair.
Yeah. I saw a recent video of Keanu at a book signing for Berserker, which is his comic that he wrote, and the main character is his likeness. There's a little kid, and the little kid just keeps going, "Can I ask you a question?" And he's like, "Yes, you can." And the kid just keeps asking him questions. And Keanu just keeps, like, with glee, like, not even like annoyed, just with this big smile on his face, just continuously answering these kids' questions. It was just so awesome. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Well, do you know any of the questions? Do you recall? Like, were they just really, really stupid? I mean, he was a little kid. I'm sure they weren't the best, most in-depth questions, but.
Oh, it was like, what comic books did you read when you were a kid? And like, who's your favorite comic book character? But I'm also thinking, like, this kid's like 7 and he's at a Berserker signing, and Berserker is
not a children's
severely inappropriate for children. So
I believe that.
But whatever.
I believe that. What do you got, John? You got a character?
There are a lot of kids. If they're not my kid, and you know, there are a lot of kids I really just like want to punch them in the face. If it were legal, I would. But
yeah, well, kids suck.
Even your own sometimes.
Even my own, but I actually love them and I wouldn't hurt them.
Sure.
But someone else's kid,
I punch the shit out of them.
I want to punch the fuck out of them, especially when they get to that 7, 8, 9 window and up.
My son is 3, man, and it's the worst. It's the worst age ever. He looked at me today and said, "Enough with the attitude." I said, "Really?
No, when they're 3 and they're acting up, I want to beat the fuck out of their parents. Once they get to a certain age, it's like, nah, bro.
You catching
I'm gonna
these
put my hands on you, bro. Like I'm just gonna yoke you up, and then I'll fuck up your parents, bro.
Fuck them all up.
Because they're gonna come at me, and I'm gonna fuck them up too. So.
Sounds like you're gonna fuck me up if you're gonna meet my son. But anyway.
Johnny, you have an answer?
I can't really think of anything. I'm gonna go with Yogi Bear.
Yogi.
Yogi Bear.
I hate
like,
Yogi.
Does anyone even remember Yogi Bear?
Hey,
Of
boo
course
boo.
I do. But like, if you have a problem, like you hate Yogi Bear, like something's wrong. Like,
No, now you
why
got
would
me
you
thinking.
hate Yogi Bear?
Same Captain Planet. Another. Why would you hate
Well,
Captain
wait.
Planet?
Scooby Doo.
Animated Captain Planet or Don Cheadle Captain?
I'm gonna say both of them.
Both.
Yeah, both.
Both of them.
Yeah. Speedy Gonzalez. Why would you hate that? Why would you hate Speedy Gonzalez?
It depends. If you're a Trump supporter, you're probably not the biggest Speedy Gonzalez fan, right?
Okay.
Or
all right.
you are.
I mean, and that's right on par with what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh God.
All right. We got any more questions?
No, that's it for questions, guys. We're done. Let's wrap it up. We're all set. No, I'm just kidding. We have the infamous, would you rathers? Would you rather, guys, discover that your significant other has been sending your nude photos to their friends in a group chat that they have? Or would you rather carry a boombox around that's always playing Christian metal music and it's just like you're rocking it on your shoulder? Like wherever you go, you got some Christian metal just blasting, bro. So, yeah.
Lock, stock, and barrel. I pray that she is sending photos of me nude to a group of people. I have no shame. In fact, I'm going to go home tonight and ask her to do it.
Can you do this? That she could catch a case for that. Unwanted sexual pictures coming in. I don't know if I would push for that too hard.
I'm sure her friend group is into corkscrew cocks.
I got
like a
turtle?
Is that the
like
animal
a
that has
dolphin.
the
Yeah,
spirally
like a pig's ass.
I think it's the dolphin.
His crotch area just looks like a pig's ass with a little corkscrew.
I'm Googling it now, guys. I need to know which animal has a corkscrew dick.
Pretty sure
That's
it's a
real
dolphin.
thing. It's a duck.
Oh, duck.
Yeah, duck dicks.
Quick story. I'll make this
That
very. You
tracks.
guys all know my co-host, Dan. You know my co-host.
Does he have a corked dick?
Yes, but that's not the story. We lived together for a long period, and
here we
I would sleep naked. I enjoy sleeping naked, and he would tell me to close my door because he had to pass by my room in order to leave for the day. So every time he would pass by, if I had the blankets off, he'd just see cock and balls, and he'd just be like, "I need you to stop doing that." And I didn't. I wouldn't stop. So one day, I'm getting text messages to my phone, and it's a group text, and I'm like, whatever. Now, understand, Dan is a photographer. He's a very gifted photographer. And I'm like, who is that? Oh, my God, that's me. He had taken a whole bunch of naked photos of me while I'm sleeping and just sent it to our group of friends.
Oh, that's sexual assault.
Nice. Yeah.
I think that's punishable fine in state of California.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dan, you're getting around. The cops are on their way. Anyway, what about you guys? I answered.
So technically, you goated the entire. You gave the entire group chat the goat.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, unwillingly, but yes. Yeah, I closed my door from then on. Anyway.
I mean, I don't understand why you were sleeping butt ass naked with the door open to begin with, but that's
I feel like if you
that's
want to
another
see
story
it,
for your therapist.
you
Bro.
drink it in. You drink it in. You enjoy it.
Okay.
Take it
All
in.
right.
It's going down smooth.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anyway,
Walk. Christian boombox.
Christian boombox. I mean, I don't think I would be. I don't think I'd be that upset by her sharing naked. Like, there's got to be a reason, right? Why she's sharing it, and it's not to make fun of me. I'll tell you that.
You motherfucker! I was just gonna say,
It's huge.
it's a small dick competition. She's like, oh no, you got to see my man real quick. Hold up, here he is.
It's like a
think
tuna
about this.
can.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Have you ever seen a mushroom with no stem? Boom, baby.
Oh my god.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think
That's
I'd be
just a
upset
head,
by
right?
it. And yeah, I think I would be more judged by my choice of music than I would the naked photos.
Yeah.
So, and that judgment is gonna come from so many more people. So yeah, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It could throw me in that group chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna go group chat too. I don't wanna just having to carry, no matter what it's playing, to have to carry a boombox around with you. Fuck all that, dude. I got enough shit that I'm carrying around everywhere. It's like a purse or some shit, but it's blasting like Christian metal. That's a no all around.
Can you take me higher?
Oh, it's worse than Creed. I would rather blast Creed
that's
than whatever
Creed.
actual Christian metal is. Fuck that.
You know, I
arms
listened to a lot of
wide
Christian
open.
I
metal
believe
as a
that.
kid.
Yeah, and it's like
Yeah.
it's not that bad. I can rock to it. I can bump it.
I don't know that I could bump it, but there could be some some nostalgic shit. But everywhere I went, that's like forever.
Like POD. I feel like POD is like
No, see, I would just
Those guys were mean to me.
If that was my choice, I would like keep it on 80s Christian metal.
80s Christian. That's
nothing
very specific.
beyond that. Well, because that's like when I would listen to Christian rock.
Damn.
I don't know that it was really metal.
A lot of
I guess,
synthesizers
but
for
I don't know that
Christ?
there was like metal at that time. Anyways, yeah, a lot of synthesizer. Keytar. Keytar was pretty popular in the church band.
What about sitars? Anybody played the sitar in your church?
No,
I never went to
Definitely
church.
not.
No sitars.
I think that's India.
Never went to church other than to finger bang.
Yeah, finger bang.
Right.
Ladies.
Chicks in the back.
Yeah.
Or get finger banged
In the
by
bathroom,
priests.
I have morals. It was in the bathroom.
Morals.
Yeah.
Oh, I was in the bathroom. Yeah, Jesus doesn't go in the bathroom. He can't watch you go.
I couldn't see it.
That's what Pastor
Couldn't see
Troy
that.
said to me.
Got Jesus smoking a cigarette, watching me take a shit.
Yeah.
It's like, well, he's going at it again.
Jesus was looking like Matthew McConaughey with that
Yeah,
cigarette.
that's
out.
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's yep, nailed it.
Yep.
Oh God.
Son of a bitch.
No, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the group chat as well.
Yeah.
Put our
Fair.
business out there. First, I'd ask my lady. I'd be like, "Hey, why are you doing that?
Yeah, why is this going down?
What's so special?"
I'd want to know the context.
Yeah, I would definitely want to know the context. Like, are we? Am I the butt of a joke?
I don't know
here?
if I want to. I don't know if I want to read that thread though.
Am I the wiener of the joke?
I can
Would you
acknowledge
sure
that this.
Would
It's
you go
not
for your
only
lady- for your
my
lady
wiener,
stuff?
right? Like, there's got to be mad wieners in this thread if it's a whole thread about.
It'd be very weird
It's a
if
special,
it's just
it's
your
a
girl.
Special, they make a special thread just for you, and they all hop into that thread, and then it's like wiener shots. You're pulling your butt open. It's gruesome.
That's
Mike Concho.
Yeah, for sure.
I would
there's no
want to
good
then
shot,
know
it's not worth
if
it.
it was my friends' wives. Now I'd be wanting to compare. Like, now I'm like, I kind of want to see the chat. Like, what? So how do the other dudes like stack up to me? Like, I know I'm okay, but like,
Let me see the other dicks.
I mean, you're not.
I just like, whose dick
You're
is
not
this?
that overweight, Rocco. What are you talking about?
Oh, you're very funny. No, I would want, out of curiosity,
Yeah.
I would be like,
sure. Just
what are we?
curiosity.
What am I stacked up against?
Sure.
What am I?
What's the competition looking like? Do you feel like there's competition? Do you feel like it's a competitive playing field that you're on here?
I think in my head, I think that's really all it is because
Okay.
there's not much I have left anymore.
Sure.
So it's it's that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly that.
It's not going to compare to how pissed off she's going to be when she finds out that I started an OF page with photos that I've been taking.
That's when I send all her pics to our
Collector.
group chat. And I say, hey, this is only fair, bitch. That's what you get.
Right? Squeeze them together.
Nah, I got to make some bread off of that. So
Yeah, feet finder.
That's-
Here, that's a
yeah,
big.
it's
those
just
feet
random
pics out there.
photos that I'm just we're starting a page that you have no knowledge of, and we're we're gonna make some money.
What if you made serious bread off of that? Like you did that without her knowledge, and like it fucking $100K a month you start raking in, just uploading content that she has no idea about. Like this isn't a real question, like one of my questions, but this is a hypothetical that I'm throwing out there now. Do you
honestly,
tell her, or you just keep raking?
I mean, if I could get away with it,
how you gonna hide that shit
Under your bed?
If I could get away with it without her knowing.
Yo, the podcast took off, babe.
We're doing
We got
great.
a sponsor from Clap Cleats. They're really throw that out. Clap Cleats don't get shit.
Oh my god! No, I actually had a buddy, and his girl was like, wow, and they had an OnlyFans,
Yeah.
and they were raking it in, and then they broke up, and she was like, you need to take it all down.
Oof.
And he did, because he's not a scumbag.
Sure.
He took it all down, but he's like, dude, like, and I was like, I know, I watched so many of those videos.
Like I have them saved. We can put them back up together.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be a dick about it.
Does OnlyFans allow you to download the content? Like when you pay for it, if you pay for it, like, because it's behind another paywall, like you're paying for the subscription, then they drop some threesome video, let's say, that's like $30. You drop that $30 on that, you have an MP4. Like, is that how that shit gets uploaded to the sites where we see it for free?
So, because then I feel like you would see more leaks if it was that.
But I mean,
easy,
you always see
right?
like their actual URL in the bottom corner, like onlyfans.com/ whatever their name is. So like, where is that? Are they ripping it
It's a
directly
screen grab,
from
yeah.
the stream?
That's what I was thinking, but now
it's a screen grab, because if you a lot of those videos, if you notice, it has like that little, if they're not good with like editing their shit, it has the little play button where it plays first. So they're screen grabbing that shit.
That's what I
makes
assumed
sense.
most of it was like somebody using like Elgato or something to just
Because I don't, to allow someone to, just because you paid for this content to view this content, that's like Netflix saying, hey, you paid us the money, you can download this movie.
I mean, you can download stuff to your mobile devices, right?
But only inside of
can,
the app. You can't download
and it's
you
temporary.
Don't get an MP4.
Okay, right. Yeah, no, that tracks.
Okay.
That's a good call. Good call. I got a little overzealous there. Stealing content from Netflix like it's Kazaa.
Oh my god, Kazaa! Holy shit!
Forgot about that. Everybody mentions LimeWire and FrostWire.
Yeah, those are
Kazaa.
but it's pussy shit.
Morpheus,
FrostWire. I forgot FrostWire.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's a good
LimeWire, all the wires. Yep. What's with all the wire? That's weird.
I think the LimeWire or FrostWire was the successor to LimeWire. They had
I think so.
Shit
there was
up.
a little bit of time when that was around.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, last question I got, guys. So a while ago, we joked about life stats that we could, things that we would want to know. I think something I dropped was like, how many shits have you taken in your life? How many liters of piss have you pissed out? Just random, like how many pounds of weed have I smoked? And I randomly saw there's a Barstool pod, Pardon My Take, I think it is, with a couple of the Barstool guys. And in that, they actually started talking about this. Like they talked about life stats, like which life stats would you want to know? And they gave a whole bunch. Each of them went around and they picked one. I picked the 4 that I thought would be the coolest to know. So of these 4 life stats, guys, which one do you think you would want to know?
Sure.
So this is you get a comprehensive list of all the laws you've broken and like when, where, like just like a full report. Total hours slept, sleeping at night, naps, dozing off, that sort of thing. Like, how many days of your life have you fucking thrown away sleeping?
Slept away, yeah.
Times closest to death without knowing it.
Ooh.
So, you're driving down the freeway, and if you happen to get in this lane, some wild shit could have happened, and, you would have been very close to death. And it would have given you a full report of that. Or last one is a list of chicks that you could have banged, but either didn't know, for some reason didn't, just, could be chicks that you had a crush on. You're like, damn, I could have smashed that chick. Fuck, dude. Like, I wish I would have done that.
This is easy.
What do you got?
I would have went for the chicks just because that's the one that I'd be like, oh, I knew that. Like fuck, I knew it, and I wish I would have acted on that at that point.
Sure,
but it really
Wouldn't piss
wouldn't
you off,
have
though?
any. It wouldn't piss me off, or anything like that. I'd be like, fuck, missed opportunity. But like knowing the amount of times that I was near death, or like all the other ones, sleep. What the fuck am I gonna do with that information? Oh, great, I slept this many hours of my life. You know what I mean?
What
Like
are you
it's
gonna do
just
with any
like
of this information? It's all useless.
yeah.
Facts, bro. Like,
None of it is useless, but all of it is useless facts. Like I really wouldn't do anything with any
But
of
you
it.
want
But
the
I think
ego
like
boost from the chicks that you
yeah,
could've
but the
smashed.
ego boost is
I
just
get
like,
it.
oh man, fuck, that chick was into me. All right, yeah, I guess I really am that dude. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. What if it's like 2 chicks? Like you're
I mean-
assuming the list is gonna be like a fucking Bible. What if it's not? You're gonna be a little butthurt.
No, it was just my ex and my current girl. You know, it was just,
That's it.
that's it.
And like your priest from like 4th grade.
Oh god.
Yo, he would have hit.
I'm the opposite. I would rather know death. Because I feel like that's missed opportunities that I would revel in. Whereas I'd be angry to know about the chicks, because I know, especially my high school years, that if I got a list of that, I would be angry because I just made it weird every single time. It'd be like, oh, you totally could have banged this chick, but you were talking about comic books and Star Wars, and then you told her you loved her for some fucking weird reason. Like I would just be embarrassed and angry at myself looking at I would ask to print the list and then burn it in front of me. That's just like, I was weird. Just burn that. That's how I feel.
So time's near death.
Time's near death. Yes, just to know that I was close to that sweet release.
Just you were just right there, nipple hair away from it.
Oh, could have been great.
I might do that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like what was the first one again?
The first one was the laws broken. A list of all the laws.
I'm sure I've broken a lot, and
Right.
I've gotten away with it. So cool.
So cool, it doesn't matter. It's all good.
The sleep thing would probably make me sad because I would compare to how many hours I was awake, and
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be more sleep versus awake hours, and then I just
You think
feel like
so?
I was wasting my life away or
You think
something.
you've slept more than you've been awake?
I think so. I
That
sleep a lot.
seems weird to me. Though.
I wish.
You should only be sleeping like 8 hours a night. You have a whole 3/4 of the day that you're.
Yeah, but napping throughout the day.
Yeah, I don't nap.
I mean, sleep is a third of your life. That's why I got that mattress. That's what the mattress guy told me.
There you go.
He got you good. He got
I
you
wouldn't
good.
listen to that guy.
Well, even if
He
it
did.
wasn't a majority, it would make me sad all the time that I'm losing. I think the death one would be exciting. Like I would want to if I could click on each one and it would show me a snapshot of what happened.
Yeah. Oh, you
And
get to
then,
it's like
but what
in the Tesla when you
that'd
get
be
back
cool.
in, and it's like, hey, you had some events here. Like you
Right,
get to
right.
watch those as like Sentinel events.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I'd be like, oh shit, damn, look how
Damn, I was
dope
so fucking close. I knew it. I knew I almost fucking died there.
I'm sick with it. I'm so sick with it.
You're whipping down the highway, and you just happened to merge at the right time, and shit was good. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Johnny,
feel like
I know
the
one-
female list would be short. 'Cause
Yeah, probably.
I'm sure I've missed.
just feel like it would
opportunities,
have
but I'm
the
pretty
least
sure I
impact.
Capitalized on as many as I could.
No,
That's
feel
where I
like
feel like-
you ran away from a lot of them and never went back.
Agreed, but those aren't. I knew I was banging those girls. I knew I could.
They were
at least.
as good as banged. I
Yeah.
didn't even have to go back and bang them. They already took it mentally.
Johnny, I know at least one situation. Remember when your Volvo hydroplaned on, I think was it 104?
Jesus.
Yeah.
And you spun out?
Yeah,
Like the,
that's
the
possible.
Expressway 104, like in Irondequoit.
I think. Yeah, I did like a full 360. Right.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
And then
I
just
wasn't
ended up
there with you. I
straight.
just remember
Yeah.
you telling me
I'm pretty
you
sure
ended
I
up
did
in
a
the grass.
full 360.
You said you ended up in the grass. Like I because it was
Man,
at a turn.
I've done a lot of that shit. Yeah.
Jesus.
Hydroplaning, bro.
Maybe
like
I'm
I've been
time
paranoid.
on snow because I definitely spun out on snow more than once on the highway as well.
Easily.
I've been afraid of hydroplaning since you told me that story.
Jeez.
You should be. That's scary.
Yeah,
Right up here.
That was poor Johnny not freaking replacing his tires, so easily
Jesus.
spinning out on the.
You got to replace those,
Yeah.
man. You
That's
gotta,
what they say, but do you?
I mean, if
Yes.
they're balder than a '90s playmate, yeah,
I survived.
you have to.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's good. Now I got a bad accident right up here at Walmart. Like Walmart in front of the post office.
Yeah.
I got hit by 5 cars. They closed down all of Howard Road. That was nuts. All 4 of my windows exploded. And my kid was in the car.
Oh,
that was
shit.
crazy.
Well, that sounds
An old
dangerous.
woman in her 70s was driving a gigantic SUV and had a stroke while she was driving.
Jesus.
And went to hit me head on, and I jerked the wheel to avoid being hit head on, and she T-boned me and pushed me into oncoming traffic.
Oh my God.
And then I just kept getting hit by car after car after car until both front tires exploded, all 4 windows exploded, and then the cops finally came out and like stopped traffic, and they pulled me out, and then they pulled my daughter out. It was crazy. The cop was like, "I don't know how you're alive," and I'm like, "I don't fucking know either, man."
Did the lady
Dude,
that had the stroke? Did she pass away?
No, she was alive. She was in a coma for a while, which really fucked me in terms of insurance because she couldn't sign anything off. So I was without a car and without anything for. I was like, wake her ass up. Like I'm trying to I'm trying to get some money. I mean, yeah, I'm going to hell for that. But I mean,
No, I was gonna say
So
if
you're
she
in your
didn't die, I was
70s.
gonna drag her out of that car and fucking beat the shit out of her because that's.
Oh,
fucked.
my God.
That's
they're
so
too
fucked.
old to drive. They're too old to drive.
Yeah, no.
Like
A stroke. What are you gonna do though? I mean,
2 instances where I
Yeah.
felt like I probably I don't know. It's been weird because it feels like this thing where I've heard of the theory that we just kind of in one way we keep going type shit. But anyway, I won't get into that shit. Y'all know I think too deeply into that. But 2 instances where I feel like I probably would have died. And one was coming jumping on the highway on a snow day on Victor, where I jumped on. You know how you jump back onto what's is it 490?
you're talking about 490 to 590.
Yeah. So when you jump back onto the highway, it's kind of on a slant. So the roads were icy. The snow had just fallen, dude. I get onto the highway. I start sliding. My oldest daughter was a baby in the back. I'm spinning out. On that, everyone's like flying by me. No one hit me. I end up turning straight. I end up straightening out the car, and then I hit the guardrail on the side, and then I had to inch my way to the next exit. But while I'm spinning 360 multiple times, there are cars like flying by me.
Damn.
And I don't know how they didn't hit me. And then the second time was when I got rear-ended by the
semi.
when I was at a complete stop. Yeah, and the semi didn't stop and hit me from behind. I don't know how I didn't hit any other cars. I remember my instinct being jerking the wheel to the right so that I don't hit the car in front of me, and then from there, miraculously, my seat reclined when on impact, and that pretty much saved me. So it's like
Christ.
my seat reclined on impact, and I'm just like covering my face, waiting for the car to stop.
That would be on the death
And
list
I'm
for
like,
sure.
yeah, and I'm like, how the fuck did I not, how did nothing? And then you get out of the car, and the whole reason was because it was it bottlenecked to jump onto 490, I think, to
390.
get
It
onto
goes
104.
390 one way.
390
and
to
then,
104. Yeah. So
Jesus.
it bottlenecked there. Someone jumped in front of me and slammed their brakes. I avoided hitting them, and then the car behind me didn't stop. So, and then I get out of the car after the accident, and there are no fucking cars waiting or anything. It's just me I'm like, what the fuck?
like Vincent
it was
Vega.
like
You're looking around.
weird.
You're like, what the?
Yeah, it was like the weirdest situation where I felt like a part of me just feels like
really
I
happen?
did die
Or
that
did I
day.
imagine
Yeah,
this whole thing?
no, exactly. Like a part of me feels like, yo, I died that day and shit is, and you know, just like now I'm just in another part, in another part of the multiverse where I didn't die that day.
Not even the
And,
semi
like, just
stop
kept
that hit
going.
you?
I mean, it stopped when it hit him.
They slammed into me. Yeah, I mean, obviously they after they hit me, but the motherfucker didn't
Did he
know
keep on
that.
going after?
Yeah, he just hit me because he didn't press the brakes at
Right.
all.
Jesus. And then he's gone. He was gone?
Yeah, I mean, after he hit me, he had to stop. So he stopped after that.
There's no
That's
other
it.
cars. Like
There's no other
the truck
cars.
didn't take off.
Like no, like
I was about
you
to
know,
say,
like the
that's
whole
a
reason for
hit
the
and run.
accident.
Right? It sounds
no.
you're describing a hit and run.
Yeah, that's
What
what I was thinking.
What I meant was
None
like
of the other
what
cars
caused
were
the
around.
accident. Yeah, that caused the bottleneck. Like there was no cars
That's wild.
waiting to keep going. It was just like
They were driving by as you were doing 360s.
it just like cleared
on the
up as I
fucking
did.
freeway.
Right.
Well, I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get to church, honey.
That probably would be me. I do remember at least once doing one of those kind of 360 spins in the snow and seeing like there was a semi that was heading toward it was riding kind of alongside me, and as I
they
spun
freaked me
out,
out now.
like I was facing him head on. And then kept on spinning into the embankment. So it
like
was
slow
like I
motion.
saw him, and I was like, "Holy shit, I'm gonna die!" No, he just drove right by me. That was weird as fuck.
I would be curious because I'm always thinking I'm gonna die. So I'm wondering how many times was I right? Where like, yeah, Dave, this time you
Yeah.
were actually
No,
almost gonna
that-
die that time, and it's just probably like 3 of the 1,000 times I thought I was gonna die. But it'd be nice.
that would
to
make your
know.
anxiety for of thinking about your death. That would worsen it, I would imagine. That's why I didn't choose it. That would be my second choice if we had one, but I just feel like I would probably stew over that much more than this bullshit list of girls that I probably would have banged could have
dude.
banged at some point.
I would read that bang list and it would be like, I could probably even name some of the chicks right now. I'd be like, about 5 minutes in, you talked about how you felt like you were a Jedi in real life. And that's when she was like, I need to get the fuck away from this guy.
The report would show why it didn't happen.
See?
They'd be like,
That
it would
that
just be
suck.
Jedi, Star Wars, Jedi, Star Wars. Like it's just
Yeah.
the whole fucking list is just all.
Yep. Said he
Where it
loved me.
went
Said he
south.
was in love with me. Said he was in love with me. Said he was in love with me. Said he was in love with me.
And then wondered
Like-
about Qui-Gon's dick. That's not normal. Who does that?
And so she left.
Do you think he's cut? Do they cut dicks in the fucking Star Wars universe? What do dicks look
There's
like?
a Jedi Moyle. We're gonna do the bris with a lightsaber. It cauterizes it, so maybe there's no pain.
Disease.
Wondered if they were naked under those robes.
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
I'd be.
Man, yeah, apparently.
A swift win. Take a photo. Send it to your girls' group chat. It's perfect.
2 birds. Anyway,
Oh man. All right, that's it for questions,
that's all
right?
we got, baby. Wait, let me throw in a news story real quick. Can we talk about something I've been seeing?
Let's do it, please.
This submarine that has disappeared
yeah.
that inspects, it takes people down to the Titanic, researchers, rich people. So the little ship, little submarine that goes down, what is it, 12,000, 13,000 feet,
12,000,
wherever,
yeah.
wherever
12,000
the-
feet, yeah.
the
A mile,
Titanic
about a
lays.
mile
yeah,
down.
yeah, super
Sure.
fucking far down. Has been missing for multiple days, and I saw an article earlier that said they have a very finite amount of oxygen left.
Yeah.
On
Yeah,
this little
about
sub.
50 hours left because they had about 70 hours, I want to say, of oxygen in there.
Something.
Actually-
70 emergency hours. Yeah.
Aside
Yes.
from the fact that this submarine is controlled
Waste.
by a Mad Catz controller, and any gamer
heard that,
knows
yeah.
how trash a
Yes.
Mad Catz controller
Awful.
is.
So
The worst.
I would have sawn that and not got on the sub.
100%.
check this out.
No, you show me a Mad Catz device, I'm
No.
done. I'm walking. Nice try. You can't
No,
get a
bye.
fucking PS2 controller? Jesus
Johnny,
Christ.
Yeah.
I just sent you a link to the video of them walking us through this, pretty much what this thing is made of. And even the interviewer is like,
oh yeah,
like
that's
this.
CBS Morning News, like from 2 years ago or something.
Yeah, where he was just like questioning him there, and
he said it was
it just seems sketchy as fuck.
Jerry rig put together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm glad they're dead.
I would never.
I'm gonna say
go down to the Titanic. Like just the pressure of that water. If something breaks on that thing, like you're instantly dead. Like if they are dead, I'm glad they didn't feel anything, because when you're that deep and something goes wrong, like I hope they didn't just run out of oxygen. Like I hope the thing just fucking imploded and they were killed instantly.
That's what I've heard, is that more than likely it either imploded or they've already frozen to death, so the oxygen thing doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
They each paid $250,000 to get in a tin can with a Mad Catz controller.
Mad Catz controller.
If I had $250,000 right now, okay, I would not do that.
If I had billions, not even just 250. Like if I were rich, this wouldn't even be.
I think they all were billionaires.
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
I'm not gonna do that, and I'm glad. I'm sorry. Am I a bad person? Maybe.
I don't want the scientists to have died. So there's the two crew members that also passed away.
How smart were they? They got on there. I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just saying.
Mad Catz.
Like. Yeah, thank you, Dave. I'm sorry. And to Dave's point, I have gone to a friend's house for a sleepover and saw a Mad Catz controller.
Home. And called his mom. He's like, Mom, they have fucking Mad Catz here. You better come pick me up.
But joking aside, I wouldn't even play the games. I'd be like, no, I'll watch you play.
I'll watch. I'm good.
That's fine.
You know what's scary is apparently that Mad Catz controller is used by the military and like a lot of robotics companies.
Are you surprised?
That's why we lost Vietnam.
Yeah, Mad Catz.
Mad Catz.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
That's fair.
We couldn't find WMDs because of the Mad Catz either.
Thanks a lot, Obama.
God damn it, Obama.
No, I saw a story that because there was one like rich explorer guy that was on on their last voyage. I guess his stepson was just seen at a Blink 182 concert the other night. So like this dude is fucking MIA, probably dead in the middle of the Atlantic, and homies checking out the Blink 182 concert, seeing what's popping. I love it.
Apparently he's got all that money to spend. Do you see the ticket prices?
Oh, I mean, he inherited a lot now. That his motherfucker.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, if you're spending $250K on something like that, you
deserve to die
about that. But
the dude already went to space on a Blue Origin's rocket. Like he spends money like this, like it ain't nothing.
For $250,000, James Cameron should come with me and narrate the entire voyage
while tugging you the whole time.
Exactly. Okay, and testing my gayness the entire voyage.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't be a hard test.
Giving behind the scenes on Terminator 1. I want to know some crazy shit.
Yes. Exactly.
Now, like if you look at that video that I sent, they talk about how he bought certain things at like Home Depot. It's he really laid out like all of the small details that it was just.
He hired
like
some
I wouldn't
migrant
pay
workers.
I wouldn't pay 200. And the CEO apparently was on that voyage too, which is
apparently he goes on every one of them.
To show you how dumb and useless CEOs are of any companies. Like, oh, let me get in this tin can. You got some PVC from Home Depot? Fantastic.
It's old. It's from Chase Pickin.
Right? It's old shit.
that's yeah. When I see Chase Pickin on some of that shit, I'm really out. Fuck the Mad Catz.
All right, I have an article here that I thought was very interesting. Imagine someone close to you passes away, right? And it sucks whether, you guys weren't as close as you thought you were for a while. They pass away. You still feel for the person because they're family and whatnot. You end up having the funeral. You're going to the funeral. You're going through the motions of the funeral. You get to the point where you're about to bury the casket and a helicopter pulls up and that motherfucker hops out of the fucking helicopter.
The dead person?
Yeah.
Yeah. The person that you are there mourning. hops out of the fucking helicopter and explains how he
Nobody
pretty
loved
much
him.
set everything up because he felt like he wasn't, like his family didn't care for him, and he wanted to see who would show up to his funeral.
I'm killing
This
him.
happened.
I'm putting him in the casket. He is going to pass away that day.
Yeah.
I would punch him in the mouth
Yeah.
as hard as I could, and I would never speak to him ever again. That is an awful thing to do.
I'd probably
Yeah,
whoop his
so-
ass and then give him a hug. I
So
think
this
that's the way
happened.
I would-
His name is David Barton. He's 45 years old, and he's a Belgian man who felt like he wasn't, him and his family fell out. Felt they fell on whatever. They're just not getting along and whatnot. He felt like nobody was reaching out to him, and he told this plan to his wife and kids, and they helped him plan the whole thing out. He's a quote unquote TikTok activist, whatever the hell that means, but pretty much he's a content creator, quote unquote content creator.
Okay.
So he came up with this idea.
So are we today.
In order to pretty much make some content out of it. But yeah, dude, I'd be pissed,
I guess at
bro.
least his
wife and his kids. Yeah, I
were in
thought
on
they didn't know. Like I thought everybody
No.
thought this dude died because I never actually read the article, but I did hear
Sure.
that story or see a tweet about it or something. But I thought like his kids and his family, everyone thought he died. Like I guess that's a little better that like the real people, his immediate family knew. I guess that's better than
Right.
just everybody.
That's severe mental illness, as far as I'm concerned.
It's not
That
great.
dude needs help. I mean, one of my closest friends passed away, and like he didn't come back in a helicopter. So like to know, like that I've had to experience that before and think that this motherfucker just popped out of a helicopter, like fuck off, dude. Like fuck right off. If I was his family, but this is why I don't speak to you anymore.
Right, that's why everyone thinks you're a dickhead, Charles.
That's exactly what I thought when I saw this story. I was like, this is why people don't talk to you, bro, because you do stupid shit like this.
Imagine if the chopper went down and like just straight, like they had to identify this dude at his fake funeral. Like, how ironic, bro.
Oh my god, dude!
it would have been beautiful.
Would have been sitting there like, oh, there it goes down. Oh no!
Oh no! It's
I'm
fucking
glad your
spiraling
dad's
and
dead.
smoking.
Everybody's like, what the fuck was that? That was Dad. I thought he was
And
there.
then you have to explain the whole thing to everybody. Like, oh no, he's really dead now, though.
Nah, I wouldn't. Honestly, if that were to happen, like if shit went down, like I'm at his funeral and he thinks he's got the upper hand and saying, "Ha, I got you, bitch," and the shit explodes like Kobe style, bro, I'd be like, I would not give a fuck.
And then
I'd be like,
a limo
well,
pulls up and he gets out of the limo.
So wait, I got to do this shit again now?
David Blaine.
The chopper was a fake too. My man sold the chopper too. I give him props for
really
that. I give him props for the limo.
that might be. I have to give props. That's
Yeah.
Keanu level effects right there.
Yeah, it's Inception at that point.
Oh,
bro.
that's wild. That's wild.
It's a dream within a dream.
Yeah.
No, I did see that story. I thought that was mad extra. There's no need for any of that. That's some weird Belgium shit.
None at all.
You seen that fucking that dude that fucking fell from the Grand Canyon though?
No,
No.
somebody. Oh my God.
You know that walk that they have in the Grand Canyon that like sticks out. It's like a glass bridge or some shit, so you
Please
could
tell
like
me it
stare
was
straight
an
down.
influencer.
he was trying to see what would happen with emergency services just for his TikTok channel. No, I have nobody knows what the fuck happened. He's just
Oh shit.
people are just saying that a dude fell off of the glass bridge. I would never go on that shit. Like
No.
I would go on it. I would just stay on it, and then I would get off of it.
I would never go to the Grand Canyon.
It's
Yes.
it's majestic.
I have no interest
I mean, if I
in
was
going to the
there,
Grand Canyon.
I'm
if
gonna
I'm
tell
driving
you
by,
when you see it, it's hard to explain.
Sure.
Yeah, I've been there twice, and it's hard to
Twice?
explain because when I was a kid, I was like, well, like okay, so it's a giant fucking crack in the ground that Paul Bunyan created with his axe, and like okay, who cares?
I don't know if that's
And then
accurate, Rocco.
So it's the folklore is, but
Is that really? That's folk?
Yes.
That's the story.
Yes,
That's
the
where it
folk-
came
folklore-
Dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Paul Bunyan dragged his axe and created the Grand
People
Canyon.
were so fucking stupid.
Yes, they were, and mostly they still are.
Oh yeah,
But-
no, for sure.
But
in
then
Florida.
I saw it. Yes, in Florida, absolutely.
Yeah.
But like, and then I saw it, and I was like,
Paul Bunyan's
'cause
got a huge dick.
it's the Grand Canyon. Like, if you've been to Letchworth's Canyon,
It's a pussy canyon.
it's tough to explain how large this canyon is. It's just the size in itself that's like just kind of puts you in awe.
No.
Sure.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Just no.
Yeah.
He dismisses the Grand Canyon.
No. Why?
Imagine thinking you're cooler than the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, this guy over
I
here.
don't get it.
Absolutely not. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I have, like, we've talked about it before. I am scared of heights, bro. I get vertigo.
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah, don't go then.
I've experienced that. I've said it before. I went to Muir Woods in California.
Over here, yeah.
Yeah. The drive down to those woods is on the side of a fucking cliff, right? Where there's no guardrails, no shit, no nothing.
Yeah.
That made me nervous as fuck.
Yeah.
Right? When they all got out to take photos, I could not leave the car. I couldn't believe that they even stopped the fucking car on this fucking on the side of, like, onto this grass to stand closer to the edge to take fucking photos, bro. Like, I couldn't fathom that.
Yeah.
Me driving to a giant fucking hole in the earth.
Yeah, if you've got
Me
vertigo,
driving to a fucking hole in the earth is not the idea
don't suggest it.
of just like an awesome trip for me. No,
Yeah.
I don't. Yes.
I don't. If you have vertigo, don't go to the Grand Canyon.
No,
But
I'm not. No.
I stood at the edge and was just like, "Oh shit," because it's literally the biggest thing you're ever gonna see besides my penis. It's the biggest thing you're ever gonna see.
Corkscrew.
It's wild.
I don't know. Walk might have a challenge for you there.
I know. I'm trying
Dude,
not to. It's
Insensitive
hard.
Culture Live.
It's hard for me not to talk about how much bigger my penis is more likely than
here
it is.
we go. All right, let's go.
Let's just
Take it
have
out.
a live. Let's just do it. Let's just get this fucking thing. Let's all put it out literally on the table, and let's.
Yeah, let's
That's
not.
not fair, because I'm a grower, not a shower. You know.
Oh, the
okay,
excuses
okay,
already start.
okay.
The excuses already start.
So fucking grow, bitch.
Let's go.
Right now, get that fucking dick hard.
Hey, yo.
Oh man.
It's called the yaw.
Why are you gay?
All right, speaking of big penises, you guys see Andrew Tate finally got indicted on his human trafficking and rape charges?
Yeah, again. Like, what is going
What?
on?
Wait,
here?
got
They-
So the
indicted
first
this
time he
time?
got
Wait.
arrested, but he was just arrested, no charges. Then they had him on house arrest. Well, yeah, then they let him go on house arrest because they hadn't yet charged him. They could only hold him for a specific amount of
So
time.
that's what he's been doing is house arrest.
And
Andrew
yeah,
Tate.
and now they finally
Andrew Tate.
officially charged him.
yes.
Yes, Andrew
Can
Tate.
you
know,
imagine
the
there's
ones that are listeners or our followers on IG or whatever vigorously defended that there would be no
Yeah,
charges.
the top G.
That this was all made up.
This was part of the Matrix, right,
There
guys?
are-
This is
Exactly.
yeah.
There are groups of men that think that Andrew Tate is some type of male role model. And I
Right.
think
Yes.
to me that's scarier than the things that he's done. Because
he's
there are
done some
groups
pretty
of men
scary
out there. Exactly. There are groups of men out there that think that his behavior perfectly acceptable, is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
He is some type of mogul. He is, and he perpetuates this rape culture. And I understand that, there's a lot of people out there barking rape culture about certain things. You're kind of like, well, really? But like with Andrew Tate, like, yes, it's pretty prevalent. It's
Yeah.
very much there. And these dudes are like, yeah, man, this guy is the greatest guy in the world. From prison, from what I don't understand. What have you looked at him? He's ugly as shit. I'm just trying to understand. I'm trying to get it. Like, when these dudes do this shit, I look up the guy that they're like, even going back to Trump, I look at the supporters and I say, let me look at this guy, and maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe there's something I don't see.
I'll tell you exactly why these followers go for him, right?
Please.
So everyone nowadays is scared to say certain things out of fear of being canceled and whatnot. So when someone like Andrew Tate, and I've seen clips, I've listened to podcasts and stuff where he makes very valid points on some things, and he's just off the fucking wall on other things, right? So the people, same as, you know, Trump supporters, they ignore the shit that they ignore the little things, right? That they consider little, but you know, us who we're listening to this, like, that could be detrimental to, you know, when you look at the grand scheme of things, that is just like hate speech in a way towards certain groups, certain things. They ignore that part, and they just see the part that, or they attach themselves to the part where he's talking about, you know, alpha males, and, you know, we have the right to speak our minds, and to blah blah blah, you know, like all the shit that they wish they had the balls to say. That's what they attach themselves to, and that is the only thing that they fucking pay attention to. But, you know, they just ignore other, you know, all the other shit. I've said it plenty of times, right? Like, he's made comments, you know, certain comments where I'm like, yeah, I actually do agree with that. But if you let him talk too fucking much, he always goes way too far. And there's no, there's no way, me as a father of two girls, that I could co-sign this dude because he had one fucking part of his speech that made you know, some sort of sense to me, where in the end, right, like, he's promoting guys being the alpha, and that shit. I fucking hate that fucking term, because there's no such thing as an alpha male, like, of the wolf pack. That shit is all fucking made up. It's stupid. But you know, me being the father of two girls, I cannot condone what you are saying, that because you are a man, you are elite, you are better than them, and that you can treat them however the fuck you want because you are a man, and men have always come up that way. Like, there's like, I don't give a fuck about all of the good things that you say, if that in the end is part of your message. Like, fuck you, bro.
Well, yeah, and one thing he has promoted and has said multiple times, which is, you know, trigger warning here to listeners, but he has straight up said women like to be raped. He is quoted as saying that women like that.
Right, shit like that.
And they pretend that they don't when really they do, so guys go get it. And these are things that he has said. For me, like, take him out back behind the shed and shoot him. Like, I don't think that we're really losing anything that can help mankind if we were to do that. I mean, really, you're perpetuating this, and he is listening. People are listening to it. Weaker men are listening to it, and they're thinking that they're an alpha. I know a lot of alpha males in my time. You know what one thing they have in common is? They'll never use the term alpha male. They'll never say that they're alpha males. They'll never talk about alpha males.
But here's the real scary part, right? Is when it comes to someone just using those two people, you know, as an example, Andrew Tate and Trump, right?
Yep.
They say shit that they know they can, that they know will shake things up, stir things up, right? One of Andrew Tate's biggest claims to fame is the fact that he has no social media, right? Mm-hmm. But it's the fact that he's all over the internet. I've already won the internet because I have no social media and I'm all over the internet, right? But it's because they know what to say to shake things up. Right now, if you say anything that isn't politically correct, right, you're going to get some attention to you, whether it's good or bad, right? And so both Trump and he believe that no matter what the attention that you get, whether it's good or bad, it's always good because that you can capitalize on and and ultimately, make money off of the attention that you are getting, whether it's good or bad. So, and that shit is dangerous because a lot of the shit. How often did Trump talk about like vaccines and get people all riled up? Don't let them give you the vaccine or whatever. And
he's vaccinated and boosted,
and he got himself vaccinated. He did all of the things that he said that he's telling you not to fucking do, and you just listen to this fucking dumbass shit and don't even look at the small things. So it's all a matter of the people who know how to play the system in a way where they're constantly on your algorithms. They're constantly they constantly have eyes on them and attention on them because they can monetize that. They can capitalize off of that however they fucking want. In this case, yeah, he got indicted and he can go fuck himself.
Yeah, and Jonni, you know a lot more politically than I do. And I it's hard for me to admit that to anyone, but I know that that's a fact. And correct me, Jonni. I want you to correct me, okay, please. But
if I can,
Donald Trump,
if I can,
and Republicans like him, utilize their space in politics in order to make themselves and their friends richer, right? But who would actually vote for someone that would do that? So what they do to get those votes is appeal to the lowest common denominator by using racism, by using division, to know that there is a certain swath of people that will always follow and vote for them because they feel that they're being heard finally, that someone is hearing them finally, so they will vote for them blindly because they feel like they're being heard. Members of the KKK, the neo-Nazi movements, the alt-right, Christian nationalists, they're all going to vote Republican when the Republicans, all they're doing is helping themselves be rich and their friends be rich. And that's how I've always viewed that. Jonni, am I wrong? Am I off base?
Not off base. I think, though, there's a skew there in which, I personally, as a independent thought thinker and also independently aligned, I feel like they both do it. The left is just as likely to gain wealth off of what they do politically, and instead of appealing to the lowest common denominator in uneducated racists that are very nationalistic, they instead appeal to the lowest common denominator on the left side, which tends to be folks that are
uneducated,
anti-government, against the establishment.
Sure, but I'm going to push back. I'm going to push back on you on that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I am. And that's that Republicans are using their platform to literally harm people. Look at what they're doing for trans folks. How many states where trans folks are fucking illegal? They're literally illegal due to Republicans. I'm not stupid. I know that Democrats don't have my best interests, right? I know that for fact, right? But if they're doing good things just to make themselves more money, isn't it better than actively trying to hurt people?
A very positive thought in that only the things that they do are good.
Well, okay, fair enough.
Because any political agenda will always hurt someone, and whether it's a good hurt, that's kind of what I think the left tries to say is, in a lot of ways, these are good hurts because for instance, I mean, I don't believe that people should work in coal plants, right? I'm not a supporter of the coal mining industry.
Sure.
I feel like they take advantage of a lot of their employees. And they do, a disservice to the overall global health and climate and all that. However, in certain places, in certain areas, that's really the only kind of job that you can get if you want to survive. And so policies that are enacted end up hurting a bunch of families that don't have an immediate alternative, right? And so even though you may not necessarily care about trans rights or trampling on, those things, you still see that the leftist Democrat is the one that's making me poor right now, and fuck those guys because they're rich and they're just getting rich off of this thing, and they don't actually care. They pretend like they care, but they only care about their rich friends in the urban, large cities, but they don't give two shits about us that are out here.
Right.
So they both, all I'll say is that, both sides play to the to that lowest common denominator. You could definitely argue, and I would agree with you, that what a lot of the, especially lately, kind of the right, MAGA right, alt right, whatever folks do, is a little bit more harmful to society.
Yeah.
As a whole, and that's why I tend to align myself more with the lefties than the righties. But I also, call a spade when they fuck up and they do.
Fair enough. And I think that's fair. And I think I always say the most disgusting thing the Republicans ever did to me is make me register as a Democrat.
That's
yeah.
hard.
I mean, at the end of the day, right? Go ahead. Yeah. At the end of the day, it doesn't. I don't trust any of these motherfuckers, bro. Like, like I say to you, Jonni, like it'll take a lot for you to actually convince me that you are not after your own
self-interest.
Your own self-interest, like, and you're just looking for the right party to get you in that door. So it's all of that shit is a fucking game. At the end of the day, they make promises on both sides that very rarely deliver. Why? Because at the end of the day, you submit the shit that you say, yeah, I'm going to deliver on this. And then another group of fucking of old ass fucks vote on whether or not they want to make that true. And then you just come back, well, you know what? They said no. So.
Okay, that's actually a good lead into another story that I had, and I want to get both of y'all's take, as well as I'm sure Rocco will have an opinion on this as well. Juneteenth was on this past Monday. Power to the folks. However, so there's this thing that's happening in California, Dave, where they passed a proposal, a bill actually, where they're actually considering what to do about reparations.
And I didn't see that.
They're expected to release their proposal this month, and some are saying that that the proposal may say that it could be up to $1.2 million per person payout in the state of California.
So I have a question.
That's quite a bold ass statement. Now, that's why I want to, there's so many thoughts there.
Yeah, I mean, I have a question on that.
Yeah.
So, Rocco, we're talking about the consideration of reparations
in California.
Great. They're talking about it. Hold on. I just want to, my whole thought on that, or my question on that is like, okay, so do you have to track the lineage all the way to the point to prove that your family were in fact slaves? Like, you know what I mean? Like, right. there has to be a track record for you to prove, because they're not just gonna give it to anyone.
Show up for your $1 million check, black people.
You know what I mean? Like,
sign up for Ancestry.com.
If you were a slave, we got you.
Yeah.
They can afford overpriced missiles, jets we don't need. They can afford tons of armament that we don't use.
This is California, though. This is not
just the state. This isn't a federal thing.
Just the state of California. Yeah.
Okay, so then I rescind everything I just said.
You were pissing. It's
but thank you. I'm so bad. But anyway, no, I mean, I think that reparations is a long time should be paid. The question is, where does that money going to come from? And I guess I immediately attacked the military.
How do we make sure that it's getting to the right people? Because I'm not anti-reparations. I understand what that means, and what that could mean to African Americans. Like where do you draw the line though? Like that's I feel like it's tough to see who
they're not going to give
what and how much. I don't think anything will ever happen of it. I mean, I see it on the news.
Over the age of 18 is going to get $1 million.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
That's like
I don't
the
see
Chappelle
that.
sketch. You remember the Chappelle sketch where they all got reparations? Like that's exactly what I feel like this would lead into.
If you want to talk
but
inflation,
they saved the economy in that sketch. They saved the economy.
They did. FUBU stock went up. What? How much percent?
Are you gonna stop driving this truck for cool cigarettes? No, I just bought this
straight
truck.
Cash,
straight
baby.
cash. I'm rich, bitch.
But that's what I mean, that's the point.
Yeah.
Is where there is gonna be, fine print, and everyone is thinking yes, we all deserve this. But there's going to be fine print.
I don't think it's.
And there's
ever
going
happen.
to be. I mean, it's not. I don't believe it's going to happen.
Which is why I brought it up when Wak was talking about, people promising things, and then after a while, couldn't get this done because
it wasn't
of such
approved.
and such.
Well, yeah, college loans. It's the same fucking
If they get reparations, we better get our fucking college loans paid off because it's.
Oh yes, because going to college is equal to your great grandfather being a slave.
Don't get me started.
It's the same
You've
exact
been to college,
thing,
you know.
Actually.
No comment.
I don't think it's gonna happen. And if it does, I don't think it's gonna be as cut and dry as people think it is.
It's going to be like a class action lawsuit where you get like a check for 37 cents.
Yep.
Like here's your reparations. We all got us cut.
I got $29 for my last class action
Nice.
lawsuit.
That's big, dude.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, usually I don't even cash those or do anything. I
I think
just
I
throw
got
them
like
away.
$100 once.
What?
I cashed
Damn,
it.
nice. I'm in
It must have been a small class.
I'm in a Juul one right now. There was a class action lawsuit for Juul pods, and the Juul company that came out, and I thought, hey, I spent like $500 on Juul pods over like the period that they were talking about, so I fucking signed up, bro. I was like, whatever you're gonna give me, just fucking send it.
Now, what happens if, just playing devil's advocate here? So California has their thing, right? That their bill that they passed for reparations. There's also other cities like Boston, Detroit, St. Louis. They've passed kind of reparations programs. New York is talking about a reparations program. Okay, so you collect in on your city, then your state passes a reparations. You get to collect on that too, and then the U.S. government finally passes reparations, and you collect again. How does that all work? How would that pan out? Or you only file one time, and if you file now, you're not due any other future claims.
Right, you're foregoing anything that may come down the pipeline. So pick carefully.
Right.
I would assume that if you've already collected a specific portion once from the state,
Like an amount, you get a certain amount.
Yeah,
Where you
like
get
an
that
amount.
from?
If there's a difference from what the federally what they're giving, if you've already received a certain amount, that would be on record, and they would probably give you the offset of that. That's my thought. My whole issue with it is just trying to figure out who. Yeah, like
I was just looking up.
How can they bring that back?
Talking about amounts. The original reparations were the 40 acres and a mule, right? That's what they were supposed to be given. 40 acres and a mule today would be worth $6.4 trillion. I don't think they can hand that out to each individual.
No, they can't. But this is my thing. This is my stance, is that I'm white. I'm very, very white, and I've had a pretty good life. Because I'm white, no, but because I'm white, I had a lot of barriers that weren't there. And I know that. Wife and I do well. We make good money. We got a nice place. We got, I can go and pretty much spend roughly as much as I want to, and we're gonna be fine. So I can just be grateful for that. And I can look and say, hey, maybe all this money being given to all these other people might make their lives like a lot better. And maybe they'll be able to break any social cycles that they're in using this money. So like, just give it to them.
Oh, you mean you would
What
be
if
a
you're
hater?
paying that money though, and then you don't have such a nice, cushy life without barriers anymore?
I just don't see that happening.
Of course
I don't
not.
see
But
that.
just hypothetically,
Hypothetically
like,
speaking,
where does this
if
money
that's-
come from?
The money needs to come from failed things that we're doing, like our failed military that is inflated and overspent on all the programs that are horse shit that don't fucking do anything. There's so many things that we can draw money from. Police departments. I mean, we can
Defund those
drain-
motherfuckers.
defund them do we need police? Yes, to a certain extent.
Sure.
But I mean, the grease police don't need a fucking tank.
Yeah.
Okay,
They don't need
like-
7 cars to pull you over for a broken headlight.
Thank you. Or the fact that they've got Camaros and Dodge darts
Chargers?
now.
Darts?
Chargers.
Chargers. I was going to say darts. That's
Chargers.
pussy.
No, you're right. It's Chargers. Why? What happened to the Crown Vics? Remember the Crown Vics?
Crown Vics were scary. I'm still afraid of Crown Vics to this day when I see a Crown Vic.
Thank you. And a Crown Vic is cheap, okay? So why do you have all of this? You don't need any of it.
Not a police
So-
cruiser. They were always
Right.
expensive. Even a Crown Vic, that was over $100,000.
Yeah, they were 5.0
Still.
engines in them, bro. They were ready
Oh
to
yeah,
go.
those Crown
Okay,
Vic, those police cruisers
yes.
were wild.
I get it. But I'm saying,
But I
like,
get your point. Yeah, I get.
I
Your
get
point.
it, yeah.
you know,
there's
there's
definitely an
other
excessive
places to get this money. It
expenditures
doesn't have
like,
to come
SWAT
from me and
gear.
you. It doesn't have to come from the
But
middle
it will.
class.
But it will.
But it will.
That's
And
that's my
that's-
fear. That's a lot of people's fear is that it will.
Of course, going back to what we talked about before, right? They will sell you a dream and then fuck you over so that they can get more of your votes and eventually stay in power.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
God damn, he's like, you're right. Fuck. Why am I even here? Why are we doing this?
That's why I
right
don't
now,
trust
guys?
any of them. I don't trust any of them.
You shouldn't, and you shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
Except for Bernie. Bernie Sanders is the only one I will sit here and say you trust him to the death. All the other ones, none of them. Don't trust any of them.
Know what? And you know what's up with Bernie Sanders? He will
Nothing.
never get to the point where he is actively like an actual candidate for president.
You're right.
He's old
because
now.
he walked.
His time
he
has
walked.
passed.
He walked with Martin Luther King. He walked with MLK. He did. There's photos of it. And that motherfucker, I love him to death. But he'll never be president. You're right, Block. He'll never be,
get to the point where they would allow him, like, even give him a chance to to be president.
You're right,
He just
and it's
wouldn't.
fucked.
Yeah.
You're right.
I mean, that's a fact. All right, man.
Let's do some Hollywood.
Yeah. Let's get into some Hollywood.
Let's
talk,
soften
man.
it.
Soften this up, because fuck, is this getting a little crazy? So yeah, dude. I saw The Flash. This past weekend, and apparently I'm the only motherfucker that gave a fuck about it.
In the whole
everybody
country.
else.
It made
I feel like-
1750
I
opening
feel like
weekend.
this qualifies as a
1750.
walk flop.
Mine was the only ticket. They didn't even count my son's ticket price.
Nope, just 1750 and the popcorn. They added on like $20 more.
Yeah.
This counts
yeah.
as a bomb, right? This bombed at the box office, according to
You wouldn't
the
think
Walk
so.
Worse
Scale.
than
You
Black
wouldn't think
Adam?
so.
Yeah,
That's a
Black
bomb
Adam
then,
is
yeah. That sucks.
That's an awful movie, Black Adam.
Yeah, Black Adam was an awful movie. I've seen both, and yes, Flash is better than Black
well,
Adam.
thank
knew
God.
that. We knew that.
So
Yeah.
let's see, what
So
did Black Adam open up at? Ooh, yeah, Black Adam beat the Flash.
It's tough.
So
That's fucking
I mean,
sad.
I mean, obviously, I can't converse with you about the actual movie, but just my takeaways on what I enjoyed, what I did not. What I did not enjoy from this movie, pretty much, is the fact that this is the last of the Snyderverse inspired movies, and I wasn't a fan of the Snyderverse. That's not a secret. So the things that I didn't enjoy were the things that were very Snyderverse-esque in
Fair.
this movie. So But as far as like the story arc,
So they didn't leave it open for a return of Snyderverse, is what you're saying? Because I remember we were talking about that. Maybe they're gonna do a Flash 2 and he'll return.
I mean, it's all a possibility. The thing is that they switched what this movie did, and what James Gunn has obviously mentioned in the past is the fact that this like
a reset.
It resets the Snyderverse, or the DCU, I should say.
Yeah.
And it leaves so many possibilities open. Obviously, can't get into details, but they attacked the multiverse differently than Marvel did, right? And even though this is a multiverse movie, there are a lot of elements in there that just pretty much just show like, hey, there are branches, and it kind of explains how shit can branch out just a little bit differently. So moving forward, we know, okay, like there is a possibility for there to be a second Flash movie. But it's like they can easily make a sequel out of fucking anything. So that's not even giving anything away, right?
For sure.
Now, the reason why I think a lot of, or why it possibly bombed could be the reason why Rocco, prior to us recording, when we got into a little bit of the talk and we cut it off, is the whole shit with Ezra Miller, right? There are a lot of people that are highly upset, and rightly so, about Ezra Miller's antics a while back, and people refused to watch the movie because of Ezra Miller's antics. My whole thought on that part of it is the fact that I thought like this movie was made well before their antics, and so I wanted to watch it for the sole fact of, this is going to reset everything.
Yeah.
And moving forward, if they do not have Ezra Miller playing the Flash, I'm more than happy with that decision, So I didn't really want to hold it against this specific movie. But then again, the comments from the director, Andy
Muschietti.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Muschietti.
Where he came out and he said, like, yeah, absolutely. If there is going to be a sequel, it will absolutely have Ezra in it. Yeah. I can't imagine Ezra not being in it, and that is, because they did so amazing in it. And then I'm like, okay,
there's gonna be no sequel.
Yeah, but I'm like, okay, so we're just gonna ignore the fact that they were accused of grooming, they were accused of making a cult. They attacked numerous people in Hawaii. Like, there was just a bunch of shit, and all they had to do was shut the fuck up for a while and then say I'm sorry. But there's a lot of that. So it doesn't even with all of the positive reviews, because a lot of people came out and gave it positive reviews. Some people saying it was the best superhero movie of all time, which it wasn't. It
was not the best Batman movie since DC movie since Dark Knight.
No, absolutely not.
What was?
Well, the best DC movie is the Batman. I'm sorry.
Pretty. Yeah. Since the Dark Knight, I'm a big fan of the Dark Knight trilogy.
As am I.
This had to, really had to fucking wow me in order to make those claims. But no, it is not the best. Was it good? Yes, it was good. Was it the best? No, it was not the fucking best. There's a lot of flaws.
Even close?
In my opinion, I mean, it was up there. It's up there with some of the best DC stuff. Absolutely. I mean,
all of them, like Batman v Superman. The whole.
Better than that to me.
Man of Steel. Man of Steel was the only good one.
Man of Steel. No, I won't say that it was better than Man of Steel.
Man of Steel was good.
Though.
I mean, I really enjoyed Man of Steel.
Yeah, I thought Man of Steel was best of Snyderverse.
For sure.
I mean, definitely not the best DC movie, but
No.
not by any stretch of the imagination. But Snyderverse,
Yeah.
Dave? What would
But
you say is the best of the
Well,
Snyderverse?
it's DCEU. Is that Snyderverse?
Yes,
Yes.
DCEU,
Okay,
and now
yeah.
it's the DCU.
Right. So in the EU, yeah, I think Man of Steel was the best. Of all of
Man of
those.
Steel for sure.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. And I mean, it's right. I think the reason why I like the Flash, I can't say that it was better than Man of Steel because Man of Steel brought a specific element that I really enjoyed. Right, Chris Nolan was on there for as a producer,
Production.
and you can really feel where he put in his 2 cents. And that's making it feel real,
Grounded,
like a real
yeah.
world experience with Superman as much as you can. Because how the fuck can you make it's easy to make Batman feel like he could be, like any fucking person with money can actually make this happen. Whereas it's harder for Superman to be played off that way. And I thought that they did a very good job grounding that character in Man of Steel. So I really enjoyed that. Whereas the Flash, it was just like very like silly at times. Sometimes I'm just like, all right, like, there were certain scenes where it's just like, okay, like I get it. It's funny. Yeah, let's tone it down a little bit. It didn't quite hit Thor Love and Thunder. Tone it down.
Good.
Oh God.
You know what I mean? Like it didn't quite hit that, but it was just like it was starting to get there, and it's just like, all right, let's reel this in a little bit. That's why it's hard for me. But there's a lot of nostalgia to it. Obviously Michael Keaton, coming back. There are some cameos and things like that that bring back some nostalgic stuff and some shit that we probably didn't even think about, right? That just came out of left field, which was cool. So, and then it doesn't end the way that you expect it to end, and there's a lot of elements like that. So, that's why I really did enjoy it. But there are some things that are just keeping it from being, and mainly it's that you can still feel that the Snyder, the Snyder influence in that. Yeah, the undertones of that. So I was very happy that even though I felt that, like, we know we're moving forward from that, and moving forward, we're going to phase out of that. But anyway,
in that same vein though, of of the Flash, of people reprising their role, I know Michael Shannon in particular reprised his role as Zod. I don't know how brief it was, how big the reprisal was, but he recently popped into the news, into sort of the Twitter sphere, saying that he had turned down a Star Wars role because he doesn't want to make mindless entertainment, is a direct quote from Michael Shannon, who just reprised his role in very mindless garbage, all things considered. And I'll call the Flash
He didn't even
and the
understand how Zod returned, from what I understood.
Nor did he care. He doesn't give a fuck
about it
but
at all.
somehow
But
Star
turn down
Wars
Star
is
Wars?
where that's where the bar is. Yeah, that's mindless entertainment. But this Zod shit, I'll do this as long as fucking Zack Snyder blows me before I do it.
That's churlish. that's disrespectful. Okay.
No, I mean, having watched the movie, I can see why he took that, and he even said like he reached out to Snyder because he felt like it didn't feel right.
Yeah, he needed the hand job before he jumped back in.
Yeah, but this isn't something that's like brand new where he's signing up. This isn't something brand new where he's re-signing up for something for a long time or anything like that, where he had to. He even said it. He said, I remember the process for just getting ready for Man of Steel and filming. Like, this shit took months, and like, getting in shape and all of this stuff. Like, and for the Flash, it was literally like just a few weeks, and I didn't have to do any of that stuff. So, once you watch it, I think you would understand why he would take that rather than diving into a role that he hasn't tackled already. and where he's pretty much just, you know, it's in the Flash. I'm really trying to dance around it.
For me is taking the Superman role in the first place, the Zod role. Like that's
yeah, but him saying that, how long ago did he say that?
Like I don't.
When did he say that?
Where's
when did he say that? When was that comment
made? This was
made?
very recently. This is just, you know, after the Flash came out.
Correct. Okay, so when the fuck did Man of Steel come out?
Oh God,
2011 or 2013? Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, so we're talking about the difference in mindset of a man who has gone through that shit. You know, took this role, thought that probably at the time, like, yeah, this was you know, a role that he would really want to get into, and now 10 years later, thinking, you know, thinking like, yeah, this is mindless shit. I don't want to do that anymore. So it's not fair to compare the decision of jumping into it 10 years ago.
I don't know, man. I think that he's full of shit, Michael Shannon, and he's a great actor.
Great actor. I love watching
him on screen.
Michael Shannon.
Same here. But like, you're gonna sit there and say, I don't want to be part of something mindless. Star Wars is a national institution. Okay. First of all,
he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Secondly, you're going back to shitty Snyder movies, you know, and I know Flash is not Snyder, but you said yourself it's got elements of Snyder still in it. Yeah. So, like, I think that's bullshit. I think it's a bullshit that he said that. He should have went with a Star Wars, or I'd love to see Michael Shannon in Star Wars. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
we're about to see a Jude Law in Star Wars. I can't fucking wait for that. I'm counting the days till I see Jude Law. So he's going to be a Jedi.
Here's the thing, man. Actors get into this thing where they get to this point in their careers, right, where they think they are above something, right? And these directors are starting to get to that. You know, they're also thinking that they are above certain things, right? They forget the times when they were starving for a fucking role, right? Mm-hmm. They forget the times when they were starving for the opportunity to direct something that wasn't considered a fucking B movie, C movie, D movie, right?
You're right.
They just get to this point in their careers where they act like they are just the shit.
Yeah.
And you know, that comes with the shit. My whole thing is I didn't hold it against him because that was a role that he already did. Pretty much he was hashing out the same fucking things and with minor changes to the script.
Very much
so. It seems very mindless, yes. But you know, I think he already did it, and so it's just like an easy paycheck.
Sure. Yeah, no, and that's the hypocrisy. That's the fucking hypocrisy, bro. It is a fucking easy paycheck for the mindless bullshit.
But my point is, him signing up for fucking Star Wars is not just going to be a one and done movie where he just spits a couple things.
You don't know that.
For a couple.
I don't know.
Look at Rogue One.
He didn't say what the role was.
Andor.
He didn't say what the role was, and we don't fucking know.
No,
we don't. Stormtrooper number 7.
He's going to be some fucking baddie that's going to get killed by the end of the fucking movie. And that's fucking mindless bullshit. Get your fucking check. Take a fucking walk.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to the Flash for a second.
I appreciate actors a little more than that, but okay.
Yeah, when you want to talk like that, dude, no, you just get your shit and go.
They're all fucking talking like that, though. All of them.
Yeah, there's a lot. They come out and they say this shit. But let's talk about the Flash for a second.
Sure.
Can we?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know if you guys, and I'm gonna throw a very brief listen up casuals at you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you plug your shit here? Don't you plug your bullshit here?
Have you ever? Oh, I'm gonna plug.
No, do it, baby. Do it.
Have you ever read Flashpoint?
No, none of us have read anything ever, bro.
No.
God,
I did see the Flashpoint. I
did see the Flashpoint,
the DC animated.
the cartoon.
DC.
Okay, which was fantastic. So this movie excited me because Flashpoint is one of my favorite.
Same.
Favorite, absolute favorite storylines. And for those of you that don't know, those of you that are listening, Flashpoint, the Flash realizes that he can run so fast, he can actually alter time. So he decides to go back to the time where his mother was killed. And this is Flashpoint. This is not the movie The Flash. The comic Flashpoint, he runs so fast, he's able to save his mother. But because he's able to save his mother, he sacrifices his own powers. this ends up creating a whole new timeline where things are very, very different. And the biggest difference comes to the Batman universe. So when he comes back to the timeline, he realizes, holy crap, I've changed everything. He's like, well, I gotta find Batman. So the first thing Barry does is he goes to find Batman, but he finds Batman, and Batman uses a gun, and he's fucking murdering people with a gun, which is, as we all know, far outside of Batman. Well, he realizes that this isn't Bruce, this is Thomas. So what happened was, in the alley, the thief didn't kill Martha and Thomas, he killed Bruce. He murdered Bruce, their 8-year-old boy, in front of Thomas and Martha. So Thomas took on the mantle of Batman using the gun that murdered his son. And Martha ended up going to Arkham Asylum because she went crazy. Turns out Martha actually becomes the Joker. So Thomas is Batman and Martha is the Joker.
Comics are so fucking wild. I can't even stress that bullshit enough. It's
But,
not even
bro,
fair. They get to take
it's-
the craziest liberties.
But it's so good.
It is.
But
No, it sounds dope.
You read it and you're just like, wow.
Yeah, and that's why I thought it was smart that once James Gunn came in, he changed the name from Flashpoint to The Flash.
Yes, because they changed
They
it.
completely changed that
Instead of
story
doing Thomas, they brought back Keaton's 80s Batman.
Sure, yeah.
Now, the other thing, too, is Superman. And Superman was being held in captivity and purposely away from the sun, which is where he gathers all of his power. So he's this gangly, skinny, like, somebody help me, I'm dying. And, like, the Flash is like, Clark? Are you kidding me? So he and Batman break Clark out of this prison and expose him to the sun.
Right.
So then he immediately starts getting his powers, and then they work together to restore the timeline. And that is Flashpoint in the comics in a nutshell.
All right, guys, if you want to hear the rest of Flashpoint, you're going to have to tune into next week's
Casual
episode
nerds.
where we have him read it word for word, verbatim.
But that's it.
On the podcast.
But in all seriousness, that's really Flashpoint in a nutshell.
Yes.
So I know that The Flash is based upon that story,
Yeah,
which is one of my favorite
Yes.
DC stories of all time. And I'm telling you, go buy that trade and read that. It's so good. But anyway, so did it...
There are elements of
Okay.
Flashpoint in there.
Okay. Of what I just said.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
There are elements in there. Obviously,
I know they changed Supergirl. We all know that.
Yep. But ultimately, there are some things that that definitely will spill over into the DCU moving forward, and I can't discuss that with
Yeah.
you. I can't wait for you to fucking watch it because there's something in there that you are gonna be so opinionated on,
We're gonna have
and
to
I
have him back after he
really
watches
want to
it.
fucking know what you have to say about that. So
I can't wait. I gotta see it.
I know.
God damn it. I'm gonna go with like a hoodie on and like just be like, no one
No
sees
one
me.
sees you.
And not only that, but I don't think we touched on it, but it's already been confirmed that Andy Muschietti
Is doing
is
the
going
Brave and the Bold.
Yes, The Brave and the Bold, Batman: The Brave and the Bold, where it will tell the tale of Batman discovering that he has an illegitimate love child with Talia al Ghul, and we
Damian.
get to see Damian Wayne and Batman,
Little
taking
fuck.
him under his fucking wing and training this this conniving thief to be Robin and try to make him a good fucking hero. So
Did you see the Pedro Pascal meme about that?
no,
They're like, so they're looking for an actor to play Batman who has to meet his son for the first time
Yeah.
and raise his son to be a good man. And then it's a picture of Pedro going, and it's like, yeah, I'm down.
Let's do it. Let's just
so
Dad and
yeah,
child.
so
It's him all day.
so yeah, I'm gonna keep my comments to myself, because I mean I don't know if that has been answered or not. I don't know. It's crazy to think, but yeah, you're gonna have to watch the movie and then we're gonna have to discuss this for the near future. So
Next week.
Yeah, next week, baby, we will discuss it, and he's gonna be left out because he's feeling a little butthurt about Ezra Miller.
You're not watching it at all? You're boycotting it?
The thought was my brother pays for my HBO Max. So when it's on HBO Max, I'm not actually paying.
He's supporting Ezra Miller, not
It's
you.
completely his fault. And he's rich.
Spoken like a true politician.
That's some right-wing bullshit right there.
My brother's rich. Fuck him. He can take on my guilt. No. God damn it. After you saying that, I may have to wear a hoodie and dark sunglasses and go see it.
Like the Unabomber. Put your Unabomber uniform on and
exactly.
I cannot wait for this conversation. There's just
challenge accepted.
Yes. So before I spoil anything else, we will move forward.
Yes.
Let's move on. Let's see. What do I have here? Craven.
Ooh,
let's talk about that.
Let's talk about
so they released a trailer for Craven. What is it? Craven the
Hunter.
The Hunter.
Yeah.
Craven the Hunter. I'm not familiar with Craven's backstory, but I can 100% guarantee that his the way that he got his powers was not being mauled by a lion and then the lion blood dripping onto him fucking pretty much a Spider-Man's. They took Spider-Man's fucking origin story and tried to make it into that.
Radioactive lion.
Morbius. I mean, Morbius.
And
did the
Morbius,
same
exactly.
thing. It's the only origin story Sony knows how to tell.
Sony, if you're listening, you're a longtime listener to Insensitive Culture, I just want you to stop. I just want you to stop.
That looks like I mean, I say this very loosely because I never really have any kind of hope for Sony movies, but there was
Except for Spider-Verse movies.
You said Spider-Man movies? Spider-Verse movie. Yeah, animated, yes. That movie was on point. Can't believe you guys still haven't seen that, but
the first one was amazing.
First one was amazing. Second was amazing. I can't wait for the third because, shit just got left hanging. But either way, back to Craven, the shit just looks meh. Just like every fucking thing else, just wasting another good actor on a bullshit fucking story arc.
Yeah.
Because they want to milk the Spider-Man
IP.
fame and all that shit. They just want to milk it for everything it's fucking worth, and they just
have
doing
to keep
it fucking
making
horribly.
these movies, right? Like, I think in order to keep hold of the Spider-Man IP, they can't have given it all up to Marvel and Disney to just make their Spider-Man movies. They have to continue making these Sinister Six based films, and that'll
so why can't they do it fucking right?
Because I don't know why they can't do it right, and that's such an excellent question. Is if Sony would play nicer with Marvel proper, they could make some really they're doing it with Spider-Man.
Yeah,
they had to have Spider-Man finally join because Spider-Man is an Avengers character, so they needed to do something at some point. So they did that they started with Civil War, and then they moved forward with the other Spider-Man movies, and I don't know why they won't just do that with the other characters.
But you're talking about them playing
because they have to split
with
profits on those Spider-Man movies.
Well, exactly. They didn't even want to remember. Marvel did Spider-Man 1 and 2. When it came to 3, Sony wanted to sever ties.
Yeah.
And the whole world was going fucking nuts. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
And no one had faith in Sony. Sony caught wind of that and was like, all right. We'll play.
Yeah.
Because they're getting at least whatever portion they're getting is going to be way higher than anything that they're fucking making from the bullshit movies that they're making off of these these one-offs.
Yeah.
And yeah, they saw the impact of that. People, the outcries, and then they were like, all right, fine, we'll play. But and that's that greedy fucking mentality of, well, at least we have these, and instead of giving you a portion of this to come up with a better story arc and making sure that it all blends in well, we don't want to give you a fucking portion of that. We're gonna do it our own. We're gonna do this on our own, and then we have a shitty fucking Venom movies,
Morbius,
fucking Morbius, fucking Craven. Like,
I think Craven looked kind of dope, honestly. Like just from the
it
trailer,
looked okay. It looked okay, but it was just
not writing it off.
It looked dope to me as if it didn't exist within any other of the worlds. It was like, okay, this will be fun. It'll be a popcorn movie. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
The action seemed like it was interesting. The story is completely unbelievable. Doesn't follow most of the comic lore in any way.
No,
his father's
which is
different. The potion, there's no magic potion. He doesn't even wear the same outfit. His brother isn't even his brother in the comics. I think is his stepbrother. It's not even his real brother.
Yes, and where's the accent?
It's his real brother now. It's like they made up their own story and just used the names.
And that's the thing. It's like they're making these movies as if there is no, documented
precedent.
Right.
No precedent
for these, for these characters.
We do what we
They're
want.
just exactly like this isn't back in the days when a one-off fucking Blade movie came off and nobody was really privy to it. A bunch of people probably, like, how many people thought that Constantine with Keanu Reeves, right? It was off because it wasn't anywhere near the characters that was in the comic, but they just made a fucking movie and people were just happy to see Constantine in a movie where these movies weren't as exploited as they are now, right?
Exactly. I mean, Constantine, the movie Constantine, is what got me into the comics of Constantine. I didn't know about the comic books until I saw Keanu. Then I realized that it was so far from the comics. But it was still honestly, that was still
a great movie.
Great movie.
Yeah.
But like Venom, like Spider-Man is such a huge part of Venom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a huge part. They cut the whole black suit Spider-Man out of telling that story.
Yeah.
They're going to do it in the Spider-Man 2 for PS5, which I pre-ordered. They're going to tell that story, and Craven's a huge part of that story, which is great. So like, okay, we're getting the real Craven in the video game, where Spider-Man had the black suit, so then Craven was hired as the best big game hunter in the world to come and hunt down black suit Spider-Man. Like, it's all connected. And now Sony's going to give us this fucking Craven movie that nobody gives a shit about.
Well, at the end of the day,
They're producing both of
we
them,
mentioned
which
it.
is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right?
They produced the video game too.
No, you're right. You're right. I didn't even think about that. And you're absolutely right. It's ridiculous.
exclusive.
I mean, but like the animated movies are so much better when it comes to DC.
Oh,
like,
yes.
like Marvel and all that stuff. But it's because it's completely different teams.
Mm-hmm.
The animated movies are always so much better because they stick to to the comics.
It's closer to video games, which is what Sony does. Like that's their bread and butter a lot of the times is,
right. And they tend to stick to the fucking story.
Yeah.
In the video games and in the but for some reason I just believe it's a different part of the studio that helms the live action shit, and that's where they fucking drop the ball, right?
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of fucking people that think they know how movies are supposed to be made, and they just don't pay attention to the detail.
Well, did you know that Warner Brothers during Man of Steel actually asked the writers, they said, why would you destroy Krypton for a sequel where he goes back to Krypton? And the writers were like, have you literally never, like, do you know nothing about Superman? Like, literally the point is that Krypton
It's gone.
is destroyed. Like, so that's what they're dealing with, which is mind-blowing.
Right.
Yeah. That's why we didn't get that sequel.
Because Krypton is gone. Should have brought Krypton back.
Hashtag
Couldn't
free
figure
Krypton.
out how to do it.
Krypton forever.
Oh man.
Not to get in too much of a tangent here.
Sure.
Only because I thought about Superman and Henry Cavill, completely unrelated here. But the Witcher dropped their season 3 trailer, right?
Yeah.
I could have swore they recast.
I
Henry
thought
Cavill.
but after the Superman stuff,
it's-
they brought him back, right? He said he was back in.
No. So when they recast him, The Witcher season 3 had already been filmed.
Oh,
So it's after season 3. So
have they
we get
have
season
they filmed
3.
any of that with
No, probably not.
Hemsworth.
with
No,
Hemsworth?
they already they mentioned that this is going to be for season 4 is where they're going to go with
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth,
Luke
yeah,
Hemsworth, right?
I believe so.
But
Yeah.
you don't have to
Yeah,
do that anymore. Don't do that.
But we already we already knew that season 3 was the last season that we're gonna get, which makes it fucking worse because
Yeah,
I
same.
thought it was over. I
did
didn't
too.
realize
no.
that he had already
We get
filmed
one more season
that part.
with
Okay, because I was mad
him.
confused when that trailer dropped. I'm like,
Same.
wait a minute.
I saw
thought we were
pictures
gonna
of
get
him.
a first look at Hemsworth as the Witcher, and I was like,
I was like, damn, he
does
looks
he
like
play in the
Cavill.
middle of the trailer? Like,
Yeah.
is there like a switch
Well-
up, like solar opposites, or what's going on here?
No, the whole thing behind it is everybody assumed that because he came back as Superman, he dropped The Witcher, but that wasn't true. He dropped The Witcher because the writers were straying too far away from the original content, and he's a gamer, so and that's why he jumped onto The Witcher, is because he actually fucking loved that game and he knows the
and the
story arc.
books.
And the books, yeah,
Oh,
he
so
was
the
a
season
big
3
fan.
Is whack, is what you're saying?
No, he was a big fan, but he was saying that it was already. I mean, for you and I, we only watched the show. We don't know anything about the games.
I mean, I know as much about the book as I know about comic books for any other movie that I watch. Whatever
Sure.
new rock stars and other YouTubers tell me
Yeah,
about
absolutely.
the originals. So I know a little bit about the Witcher original book storyline, and the first season was pretty damn close. Obviously, there was some timeline differences because of the way that they filmed the first season. But I thought season 1 and season 2 were pretty much in line with a lot of what happened. And I'm guessing that apparently season 3 and season 4 kind of went off the rails too.
And that's what I'm saying. Like he fought for a lot of the rewrites and shit to make sure that it stuck to the story the way that he the way that he wanted it to. And apparently they were giving him enough fight back on it that he decided that he wanted to jump off of the series past what he already filmed. So
he would flat out be like, Geralt wouldn't enter a room this way. Like that's like they would be shooting and he'd be like, no, Geralt wouldn't do that, so I'm not going to do it that way.
Right.
And it would be constant fighting and it gets tiring after a while, I'd assume.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely tiring. It was like, dude, I don't give a fuck. You're just the actor. Act the fucking role.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he felt he was more than that, being the gamer as well. And the game, if you've ever played it, it's really good. The Witcher.
I played The Witcher 3. That was the only Witcher I ever played, was The Witcher 3.
Same.
It was fantastic.
Throw some money in and become a producer.
Yeah, I know. You gotta do the Tom Cruise route where you can fucking lay your dick down and they gotta fucking go with whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Right.
Mission Impossible style, baby.
Absolutely.
Yep. What he says goes.
You don't fart in front of Tom Cruise.
I would never.
He will sue you, and he has. He's sued
I
someone
would
for
stifle
farting.
it like a motherfucker.
Oh, I'd be having so much stomach pain.
Just cramping. You get in your car at the end of a film shoot and you're just ripping ass because can't fart.
Why does your stomach hurt so much? Tom Cruise is on set.
I might have to just crop dust.
Just crop
Walk
dust,
away.
Tom.
Yeah.
Just walk by and be like, here you go,
Yeah.
Tom.
Who fucking farted?
He gives you the Christian
Do a
Bale,
little-
fucking lays
Does
into
you
your
smell
ass.
that? What the fuck was that? Who was that?
Yeah. Until he comes puts his nose in your fucking asshole.
He's like, oh, do you have salmon? I thought you had the
it was
salmon
huge.
tray for lunch today.
My asshole always smells like poop.
Always smells like salmon. I don't know why.
I'm
assholes
fucking
always
Tom
smell like
Cruise. I
salmon.
can see
It's
the
weird.
I can see the trail. I can see the green trail coming from your fucking ass.
Your
I
gross
have these
ass.
special contacts.
Fired.
They're built just for following
Just for
ass
fart,
gas.
fart
Yeah.
contact. Yeah.
Oh man. The shit that you just say sometimes is just fucking wild.
Johnny was leading me
down.
there. I was just going along with it.
Oh shit.
All right, so just something that I came across because we're all expecting the Batman 2 to be. We're all looking forward to it, and we can't wait for the second movie to come up. But we really don't know what's going on. So one of the most interesting rumors right now is the fact that Harvey Dent, Two-Face, is going to be in this one. And that there's possibly going to be two villains, right? Clayface and Harvey Dent. And I thought it was interesting, right? The two. What'd you say?
The Joker?
They want to make Joker the Joker like a background kind of character until he eventually comes to the foreground, because he's always been so.
How many movies are there going to make?
I think it's gonna be 3.
Supposedly it's gonna be 3, but there's gonna be shows that are gonna supplement.
Because we're still getting the Penguin.
And then there's an Arkham show that's supposed to come out, and then they resurrected the GCPD show that they weren't going to do.
They resurrected it?
Very early stages, of course.
I do like the two people that they are that are rumored to be casted in as Harvey Dent.
Who are the? Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't seen that.
So it's the two front runners are supposedly Josh Hartnett and Joel Edgerton.
I did see the Josh Hartnett. Now that you say that,
Yeah.
it'd be good to see Josh Hartnett get back. And
I would love to see Josh Hartnett, and I think he would be a dope Two-Face.
I fuck with the Faculty.
Yes.
Love that movie. Yeah, that was great.
Yes.
30 Days of Night too.
Old school. Love that idea. Love Josh Hartnett. The thing about the Batman, it is officially, in my mind, the first movie that finally did comic book Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm telling you guys, go to a comic shop and pick up just Batman, just the Batman comic.
We're not gonna do that.
It is. It's your loss. it's the most visceral, violent shit you will read and see. And when that was put on the screen for the first time, like that opening scene where he just, like, it was even the trailer where he just beats the living shit out of that dude. Like, I was like, okay, this is what it is. This is what it's always been. Yeah. They've done so much toward the old Adam West show.
Like, I don't want to kill anybody. I'm a pussy. I don't want to hurt anybody for real.
Everybody's really stuck on the people who didn't like it or didn't want to give it a chance, are just stuck on fucking Rob Pattinson playing Batman and shit.
Really?
Well, Batman is supposed to be this large, imposing character, but they were able to use Robert Pattinson and still be very imposing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that did very well for the character.
It did.
I mean, they went all the way down. Like, the Matt Reeves, you could tell read everything. Drops, like the drugs, they kept talking about drops.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, that is the comic book. That has been the drug in Batman in the comics forever. Like, when I was with my buddy, I was like, yeah, drops. Holy shit. Like, this dude actually read.
Are they eye drops?
All the yeah, they're eye drops that are kind of like cocaine.
Nice.
Kind of like crack. And then when like the DA was, he's like, you want to do some drops? I'm gonna do some drops. And it was just like, oh shit. And they're like, drop heads, goddamn drop heads. And I was like, oh, that's like literally right off the pages.
Mm-hmm.
And like they really did that. And then really it was a lot of The Long Halloween was really where they took a lot from that. And if you haven't had a chance, read The Long Halloween. But again, such a great movie. And the second one, I can't wait. I'm very curious to how they're going to do Clayface and keep it
that's
grounded.
Realistic,
really,
without getting like, oh, is this claymation? Like, I'm expecting claymation. Like, how the fuck is this?
I don't think they're gonna go full CGI where he's just like transforming himself,
or like the Scarecrow, or Scarecrow.
Yeah, where he's just like masking himself in clay and shit like that.
I'm wondering if they're gonna do, because the Clayface is Basil Carlo, and he was a famous actor in Gotham, and he ended up taking like a serum to keep himself young because he was so terrified of getting old and irrelevant as an actor. So he took a lot of the serum and ended up altering his DNA, and then he could actually shapeshift into whatever he wanted. But he would always return to this nasty, gross globule of clay that he was. So again, how are they going to do that? The fact that what's his name voices him in that Harley Quinn show. Oh my God, I can't remember his name. He's so funny.
Alan Tudyk. Alan Tudyk.
Who is that?
Alan Tudyk. Thank you.
That's who I figured it was.
And he is hysterical. Right now, if you're not watching Harley Quinn, right now he is Clayface, but he's assumed the identity of Billy Bob Thornton after he brutally murdered Billy Bob Thornton, and now he just is just Billy Bob Thornton. Like he's living his life as Billy
That just
Bob
sounds
Thornton.
wild.
It's so funny. It's so ridiculous,
Such a good
but it's
show.
hilarious. Oh, it's great.
Yeah. Do we know who is currently rumored as the front runner for possibly playing Clayface?
I really don't know, if I'm being honest.
I don't
Yeah,
recall
'cause-
hearing anybody in particular. No.
I thought I did a while back, but it's not popping up for me. But I don't know. I really do like. I mean, I guess both Joel Edgerton and Josh Hartnett are both pretty good, actors to play that role. I think
he's a mediocre. You could plug him in here and it would be
Facts.
okay. He's
And
not going to
it
blow
would just
you
be
away
all right.
anywhere.
no, but I think Josh Hartnett. I've seen him in a few things recently, and
I just want to see him make a comeback, like Sin City, Lucky
yeah,
Number
like something
11.
like that.
Like he's done some dope shit. And I
he
don't know
is
why he dropped
definitely
off.
who I'm rooting for in this.
Yeah.
I want to see him in that role.
Apparently,
I want to
rumors
see him
are
really
Andy
wow people.
Serkis and James McAvoy.
Oh,
Fuck.
Wow. Two heavy hitters right there.
James
Jesus.
McAvoy.
Oh.
Yeah, he fucks, dude. He could bring it.
Yeah.
I mean, Andy Serkis too. Don't get me wrong. I love Andy Serkis, but like that's dope to hear.
McAvoy's a little
Well,
short
but
for
Andy
Clayface, though, right?
Andy Serkis is Alfred,
Yeah,
they're
Andy
both
Serkis
short.
doesn't seem that
Oh,
tall
yeah,
either.
that's right.
but he's already in the movie as Alfred.
That's true.
But I mean, I guess he could duel
yeah,
it.
he could
you're
do
right.
that.
It is Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
So,
He's
I mean, if-
completely in, the Clayface.
I mean, if
CGI.
Andy
It's just a
Serkis-
voiceover thing, or a
if
motion
Andy
cap
Serkis
thing.
is Clayface, sorry, Johnny, not to cut you off.
No, it's fine.
If Andy Serkis is Clayface, then that would tell me that it is they're going 100% CGI route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just gonna play dual role, which
Was this like Black Panther? He was
this
he was
just
the
gave
bad
me
guy.
more options now.
Black
Also,
Panther.
apparently, Willem Dafoe is rumored.
oh okay, so now that we're just throwing everybody in that mix.
And Doug
And Michael
Jones.
Shannon? Michael Shannon? I heard Michael
Doug
Shannon.
Jones. Michael Shannon. Doug Jones. Are you kidding me? Oh, man. He could do that. Wow. Doug Jones.
I don't know who Doug Jones.
He
fuck
was.
is
He's
Doug
been
Jones?
in like everything. Pan's
He
Pan's
does a lot of
Labyrinth,
films.
he
was
Pan's
in
Labyrinth,
Hellboy.
Hellboy.
He
yep.
was in Hocus Pocus. He played Billy Butcherson with a zombie where like he cut his mouth open and all the
He does a
Let's
lot
Walk
of
movie.
the
Walk knows that
heavy
one.
makeup.
physical horror.
Yeah.
He was the creature in Guillermo del Toro's, what was that movie? The swamp,
Pan's
the
Labyrinth.
water creature.
Yeah,
She
the
fucked
Shape of Water.
Shape of
yeah,
Water, right? She fucked
Shape
him.
of Water.
That was Doug Jones.
The something of water. Or the
He's very good at heavy prosthetic.
Yeah,
He's
Shape of
very good
Water.
at heavy prosthetic.
Yeah, which is what Clayface would
yeah.
be, unless, like you said, they went full CGI with it.
Yeah.
Real quick, so that we could wrap the show. I
Yeah.
thought this was pretty fucking interesting. It keeps coming up, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's valid. I don't know if they're actually going to be doing this, but for whatever reason, like I said, keeps coming up. But they keep like teasing and talking about a possible Ted Lasso season 4. even though they fucking ended it.
Yeah. Apple teased that, didn't
And
they?
I don't know what that's
tweeted
about.
Something. There was
I saw
Spin-off.
Jason Sudeikis said something like, well, we finished the story where we currently felt that it ended, but we left it as a possibility that, sure, I mean, if someone comes up with a cool story as to why Ted comes back, I'd be willing to do it again.
And remember the end of the series, he said when he left Trent the notes, he was like, it wasn't about me.
Yeah.
And they changed the fucking name of the book. So
Yeah.
right there, they opened the door like, hey, there's more stories here. And 100%, if that were to come out without Ted Lasso, I would be there for it every week. Whatever stories they had to tell with AFC Richmond and Keeley and Roy Kent and Coach Beard and, all those characters that they've built up over the past 3 years with that, I think they're worth tuning in for. I mean, would it be...
They can't call it Ted Lasso without Ted
No,
Lasso.
they can't. They can't
Lasso,
call it Ted Lasso without Ted Lasso. It would have to be something else. But I'm just
The
saying,
name of the
as
book.
a fan, I would be here for it.
The name of the book would be the title. What was the name of the book again?
The
That would
Richmond
be the
way,
best.
right?
Yeah, it was Richmond.
Yeah. I feel like that would be the name of the show. And I feel like it would be an offshoot of the show, but it would just be the show without Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see
love-
it. I mean, I agree that I'm sure it could be
I want to see
good,
Roy.
but I don't.
You think it's more money?
I'll tell you.
It'll just feel like a spinoff, even though it
That's
could be
what it
the
would
same
be.
exact show. It'll be like The Conners instead of
No,
Roy.
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah,
Like
no,
the
we
Connors
can't
is
do that.
fucking garbage, bro.
Well,
Get the
how
fuck out of
dare
here.
you?
But
The
it's the
Connors.
same concept, right?
No.
It's like,
No,
let's
but
take
look
the
at
main
Frasier.
character who the show's named after. Let's remove her for different reasons, but let's remove her and let's just come up with a whole nother show with everyone else in it. Nobody wants to see that.
But look at Frasier. Frasier is one of the most successful
Off of Cheers,
spin-off
yeah.
shows of all time.
I'm
from
not
Cheers.
saying that spin-offs are unsuccessful.
They mostly are, though.
Typically, yes,
Yeah.
but there are some successful spin-offs, and yes,
Like
Frasier is
Frasier.
a great example
Probably
of
the best.
of a very good spin-off where a lot of people didn't even
Know that it was
realize
spun off.
that he was
Yeah.
a character in Cheers. But and
Niles.
there's some other really good ones as well, especially in more the late 80s, early 90s genre or time frame.
Family Matters is technically a spin-off, isn't it?
Exactly,
Harriet was
that's a
from
very
there.
good one. Yeah, that's from Mork and Mindy or something, right?
It was,
Yep.
I don't know.
Or not Mork and Mindy,
No.
Perfect Strangers.
That's that
Yeah,
Perfect
yeah,
Strangers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't be ridiculous.
I mean, All in the Fam wasn't All in the Oh no, The Jeffersons was
The
a spin-off
Jeffersons
of
is a
All in the
spin-off of
Family.
All in the Family. Yeah,
There you go.
There's again, spin-offs can be successful. I'm not saying
I get it.
spin-offs
I get
in
what you're
general
saying.
are unsuccessful, but when the spin-off is we're gonna just remove this one person and the rest of the show is the same, people I feel like that confuses the audience, and
Sure.
and so I would rather if they're gonna bring it back, bring everybody back. It's a Ted Lasso season 4. Ted is back, baby. Give me a reason why. He moves his whole family to the fucking UK. His kid's in high school. He doesn't want to fucking go to high school in Oklahoma or wherever the fuck he's from.
Kansas.
Yeah, basically the same
So
shit.
this is
Yeah, basically. It's true.
Wow.
this
What
is
you
what's
got?
fueling the fire here, right? So one of the co-creators of the show, Brendan Hunt,
That's Coach Beard.
is it?
It is.
Yeah.
I love Coach Beard so much.
Yes.
So he said, we don't know about season 4. We need a break, and we will take one presently. Nothing has been ruled out. Everything is possible, but that includes the possibility that we're done. We don't know until we've sat with it for a while and decompressed, etc. So it's like they're talking about season 4. Like this is them talking about possibly coming back with a Ted Lasso season 4. But they're doing that thing where it's like, maybe we take 2-3 years off and then come back and think like, hey,
I'm
we
here
have
for
more
it.
story. Yeah, and I'm fucking
Yeah.
here for it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I've never.
And if it
laughed.
ended right now, sorry to cut you off, but I just have to say it. If it ended at the end of season 3, I'm also good with that.
Yes.
Yeah, I've never laughed and cried so hard in single episodes. I think that there are.
Shrinking
shows,
very close.
I think
Yes.
I think that there are shows that will give us some of not just the greatest shows, but the greatest episodes of all time.
Mm-hmm.
You've got you've got Seinfeld with the episode The Contest. You've got Dexter with the episode The Lion Sleeps Tonight, which is probably one of the greatest Dexter episodes of all time. The one with the pedophile he kills, so satisfying. There are these single episodes that just stand the test of time, not just shows. And their episode Amsterdam, Ted Lasso's episode Amsterdam, goes down to me as one of the greatest single episodes of any show of all time. You've got Stranger Things, Dear Billy, another example of episode that is just incredible. Like, you don't even need the rest of the show. You just need that episode. And Ted Lasso did that with Amsterdam. And to me, I think when you have a show that does that, you've got a show that is just worth all of it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Sopranos, Pine Barrens.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot.
I don't know what that is.
I like that a lot.
I know you don't. That's okay.
I'm not Italian.
What is that supposed to mean?
Oh, because the fucking Dago's over here? You got a fucking problem?
Hey! Oh!
Yeah.
Let's
that
go.
When I watch things with Italians, it doesn't make me cream all over my fucking pants.
Oh,
me neither. I can't
this
stand
fucking
Italians. Italians are the worst.
It's the
kind
two
of people.
Italians that are just like, oh yeah, yup, Sopranos.
You got it.
Hey,
I'm a big fan, but
I know.
He's not Italian. There you go.
I don't
Fuck
know.
yourself, Wop.
Thanks, Baron.
Oh,
Pine
please.
Barrens was where Paulie and Chris got lost in the woods looking for the Russian guy, the interior decorator.
If anybody was watching this
was a good
fucking
episode.
show right now, the 3 people that they would assume are Italian are all 3 of you. So fuck you.
Yeah, that's true. Johnny's got Italian
pass
bias
for-
to him.
You can pass for Southern Italian.
Yeah, you look
Why do I
Sicilian.
feel like I'm offended by that?
Yeah, that was racist as hell.
Yeah,
That's up to you.
fuck.
I'm part Sicilian too. So what does it matter?
You
means you got
attach
a
yourself
huge-
to every
It means
to
you got a
everything.
huge
So
dick. It means you got a huge dick.
I mean, that's to go unsaid.
There you go.
You know,
See?
except
There
for
you
the
go.
many times that I mention it on this show.
Where's Dennis
I'm
Hopper
just trying
when
to-
you need him?
Oh my God! Wow. True Romance.
True
baby.
Romance,
That
baby. That's my
is-
shit.
You know, I've never seen True Romance.
Oh, son.
I know it's on. Like
Yep,
I have
I'm
to
done
watch
too.
it.
Let's head out in Italian solidarity, Rocco.
I have.
That was the first Quentin Tarantino written film.
Yeah.
It's a movie that I definitely have to watch.
And that sequence with Christopher Walken and Dennis Hopper is also probably one of the greatest dialogues written. Period. And he says some really
This is some
awful racist shit.
wild shit.
yeah,
But
I think
it
I've
was-
heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
It was so tense,
You know.
though.
That's why we
It
think you
created
look
such a tense-
Sicilian.
No, don't put that evil on me.
Don't you put
Don't
that
you
evil
put
on
that
me,
evil
Ricky
on
Bobby.
me. Don't you put that evil on me.
Yeah.
No, you got to peep that though. True Romances. That's a
I know.
wild-
Yeah. It's on my list. I
Wild
like.
flick.
I really.
Patricia Arquette. Oh my God, what a.
It's like I didn't see
Fucking-
Jackie Brown until like within the last year.
Nah, that was adapted from written
No,
material
I'm not-
already. That's not the biggest
I'm not
deal.
saying
But it was
I'm not
good.
saying that Jackie Brown is an amazing movie
No,
or anything
it's-
like
it's
that. I'm just
amazing.
saying
It's a good
there
movie.
are just certain movies that are on the that I never just didn't happen to see.
No.
Quentin Tarantino, to me, my 2 favorite Quentin Tarantino films are, my favorite will always be Pulp Fiction, and my second right up next to it is going to be Django Unchained.
Django Unchained.
Yes, those are my 2 Quentin Tarantino films. I could watch those over and over.
Love
again.
me some Django.
Okay.
Great movies.
Yeah.
So, True Romance was great, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but those 2.
Right up there.
Well, we know you like Pulp Fiction because there was man-on-man butt sex.
Oh,
Why Django?
Why Django? I love...
Seeing racist dudes get shot in the face.
Yeah.
And that's where we end the show, guys. Do you have anything?
It's true, though. It's true.
Yeah, that's like
I
watching
love
racist
watching them.
Karens get their ass beat. like online,
Yes.
and there's nothing better than
Yeah.
seeing them get their comeuppance like that. And Django is just sort of that.
You were
very
rooting
magnified.
for Samuel L. Jackson.
No, I was not rooting for Samuel L. Jackson.
Don't you let them escape, he's yelling. Don't you let Django escape.
Oh God, I hated Sam Jackson in that movie, but
Yeah,
that's what he did well. That's what he did well.
That's what Sam Jackson does,
Yeah,
bro.
it is.
You just point him in the direction and he's gonna motherfucker his way through it.
You all know that Leo was like flipping out about saying the N-word.
Yeah.
And Sam Jackson was like, "We're all professionals here.
Okay.
Just fucking."
That's not what he
I
said.
believe he said, hey, this is just
verbatim,
an
but
average Tuesday.
yeah.
What did he say? What did he say then? What was the real words?
Let me grab that.
Now I want to know.
It was a little bit more vulgar than that. I want to say.
Well, it's Sam Jackson, I'm sure. I can't wait to see him tomorrow in Secret Invasion.
Oh, that's tomorrow?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yesterday
Tomorrow,
for when
baby.
this pod drops?
Right.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah,
Secret
just,
Invasion.
speaking of saying the N word on before you jump to Secret Invasion, did y'all see the leak of the Kanye
transition.
West pilot that was pitched to HBO?
No.
Oh God, no.
I saw just a very short, it's a full 28-minute pilot that was on YouTube. Apparently, I don't know how long ago it was, but it seems like it was a long time ago. Kanye had pitched a show to HBO that was a cross of Entourage and Curb Your Enthusiasm. Had people like JB Smoove in it and shit like that.
Love JB Smoove.
A terrible show from what I saw, by the way. Like, it didn't seem very funny. It was one of those things where Kanye tried to surround himself with a lot of funny people, thinking that would elevate himself. I guess it was like a Jerry Seinfeld quote. And so he tried to do the same thing. There's parts where you could literally see Kanye laughing at JB Smoove's like lines. So obviously it wasn't picked up, but there was like a part of it where it was straight up like the only white dude in the car is confused between saying Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard and N-word Street. Like, he was like, which one should I say? I don't know. You keep telling. It was like, first off, how does Kanye letting this dude saying like hard R N-word on set as if this is a joke, and then now he's gonna come like this is Kanye's show,
right?
And now he's playing the self-righteous card.
Religious. He's got a religion school and shit like that.
Lots
so
of things.
weird.
Yeah, Kanye is a fucking weirdo, bro.
Facts.
Y'all know. I defended him for so long. I tried to.
You went hard. You went hard in the paint.
I tried to as much as I could, but now it's just like, bro, you get to a point where you're just like, yo,
throw your
there's
hands
nothing
up.
that I can do here. There's nothing that I can do to try to save grace here, bro. You're not even trying to save your own graces. Why am I gonna keep trying this shit?
Fair.
Exactly.
You're exactly right.
Oh man, it's just it's rough, but whatever, man. Fuck that dude.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we've reached to the point where actually, is there anything that you would like to add to this stellar conversation?
Just a real quick
So
fucking
much.
with.
Yeah, sure.
On Max,
Let's do it.
I was scrolling through Max, just trying to see if there's anything new now that they have merged. I try to peruse Max a little bit. There was a series that literally just was HBO Max. Have you guys heard of The Vow? It's about like this cult, the Allison Mack, Keith Raniere, NXIVM cult. I just finished watching this thing, both series, bro. And I knew sort of about Allison Mack, and she was like on Smallville. She was a shitty actress, pretty much being involved in this sex cult. And like, I didn't know the whole story behind it, but this show, The Vow, literally takes you through like decades of this fucking pretty much a sex cult, bro, and like how how shit popped off, who got in trouble, what happened, and it was just a wild fucking ride that's I finished and I can't stop thinking about because it was just one of those shows that were super fucked. And it's older. I mean, it first dropped during the pandemic with the first season, and then 2022 last year the second season dropped and it finished it off, but if you're looking for something to watch, man, like it was just so engrossing and so fucked up and just great Max content. So I don't know if anyone's looking for something to dig into. The Vow on Max goes so hard.
I'll put it on my list.
That sounds dope.
Have I already said Silo?
Yeah, you have.
I feel
and
like
I'm
you have. Yeah,
balls
I feel like we
deep.
talked about it.
I'm balls deep.
Facts.
Oh, we're all
Absolutely,
into that.
She's getting a train
So
run on her.
good.
The old
So
Silo.
good. Yeah, Rebecca Ferguson.
She's
sweet love to
she's
her.
very, very sexy, but the show itself is still great. Aside from her sexiness, I don't want that to take from the good work that they're doing there with that. With Common, Common's been great. Fucking Tim Robbins is such a cocksucker.
I'll flip it then to and absolutely 100% agree with everything you said because Silo has been one of the better shows.
Best show on television right now.
Yeah, right now, and it's I'd say easily top 5, maybe top 3 Apple TV shows.
Sure.
I don't know. It
Top
might be
5.
tough, but top 5.
We'll do top five.
But as far as something that I am fucking with that is not Silo on Apple TV Plus, it is The Last Thing He Told Me. That's actually
okay.
Ooh. I'm two
Tell
episodes
me nothing.
into
It's
that.
on my list. It's on my list. Tell me nothing.
I've been considering watching
all
that.
I'll
Please
say
tell me
is
why I need to watch.
I saw the trailer and I had like a preconceived notion of what the show was going to be kind of around, right? Like it seems like so if you've watched the trailer, so there's no spoilers in that, right? There's the father leaves a note to the stepmom that says protect her, and then disappears, and then Jennifer Gardner plays the stepmom,
and Jamie Lannister.
Jamie Lannister is the father. Nikolai something, I can't remember his name. And so there is, in my mind I was like, okay, there's like some mafia or something that's after him, and there's some like, or the government or something is after him. They've taken him and she's like on the run trying to save him or something like that. Not at all what the fuck this shit is about.
How many episodes are you in? Did you watch it all?
No, it's only I think 3 or 4 episodes in.
Okay, we're gonna watch it.
And
I'm watching
it's interesting. In like I say, it subverted me and it hooked me just because I was like, whoa, that's shit. Like, not that necessarily was an amazing premise of how or what's going on. It's just like, oh, that's not where I saw this going at all. Now I just want to know more, and now I'm interested. And it's give that one a shot. Keep it on the list.
Yeah, that's one that the trailer keeps randomly playing, and I'm I keep
they're forcing it on
over,
us.
like, should I watch this? Because I'm not a huge Jennifer Garner fan, but
who is?
Yeah,
do you know any
good,
huge Jennifer Garner fan?
No. That's why. But
I'm not.
But I'm down to watch it.
All episodes.
I don't think I have
are
anything.
Out, by the way, it's
they are.
And it ended back in May. Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm not all the way caught up yet. That's definitely a me and wifey show, so I have to wait for her on those.
You're at her mercy.
Yeah, I don't really have a fucking with. Obviously, like right now, I'm still watching. What's the Seth Rogen Apple TV?
Oh, wait. Platonic.
Platonic. That's another great one. I'll plus one that.
Go for it.
The only thing I will say, sorry to cut you, but to go back to the last thing he told me, it's the weird thing about it to me that I'm still unsure, and another reason why I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this? It is the first Apple TV Plus show that I've seen where the main characters of the show are not using iPhones, but they're using Android devices.
Does that mean they're bad guys?
Oh, interesting.
I don't know. That's why I'm freaked out about it, because I don't think I'm trying to analyze. Have I seen any iPhones in this show? Like, who the fuck produced this?
I only watched the first 2 episodes, but I'm pretty positive I saw Apple devices in that.
Then I know for sure the main character of Jennifer Garner does not use an iPhone or a Mac.
Oh shit! Shit!
And that has thrown me for a loop as I'm
Apple
watching this
TV,
show. I'm
especially.
like, she can't be the bad guy. Like I'm watching the whole thing and I'm like,
she's clueless. There's no fucking way.
Can't be the bad guy unless she's playing the fucking game. I don't know, but
some Gone Girl
that's
type
one
shit.
thing that has thrown me off about it this whole time is I'm like every single Apple TV Plus show that's taken place in modern times, almost everyone only uses Apple products.
Yeah.
Apple products.
Yes.
But
Except for
for
bad
some
guys.
reason they don't on this one, and that
Weird.
it's throwing me off. Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. I'm definitely gonna watch it. Now that's piqued my interest. I want to take a look at that. Like I said, I mean, I don't know if it's I'm fucking with, but I am watching I'm watching it. Platonic's great.
I like it.
It's good. It's funny. It's funny. It's great. I guess that could be my fucking with, which would make our Apple TV.
We're all fucking with Apple TV.
We're all fucking with Apple TV.
No, mine was on Mac.
Same here.
Yeah, it took some convincing. I was trying to tell you.
You
for a
were
while.
hitting me up. You were sending me links to trailers. You sent me the Silo trailer, and I watched the trailer, and I was like, this looks bomb. And then on the day it came out, I was on the Critical Mass on the road. So when I came back, I told my wife, I'm like, yo, Joaquin told me about this fucking show called Silo, and we should give it a watch. And she was like,
I was putting you on to Apple TV Plus for a while, and you're like, I don't want to spend that extra money. I'm like, dude, you are missing out on such good fucking
worth it just
Ted
for Ted
Lasso
Lasso.
show.
sealed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But right now, what I'm fucking with is we just finished Servant. I know I'm late to that.
Yep.
I'm late to Servant. But if you haven't watched it on Apple TV Plus, so good. So good. I wrote a review on Rocco's Reviews about it.
Yep.
And then we are watching currently, it's all done, but we haven't finished it yet. And it's, again, also old, is Extrapolations. I haven't heard enough about this show on Apple TV.
You know, that show makes me sad. I saw like 2 episodes of it, and it
is
was
so sad.
It's so depressing.
It doesn't get any less sad. It's so depressing. For those of you that haven't seen Extrapolations, it's about it uses real facts in a fictional story. So it's as if we're moving forward and with climate change, and we haven't really done much to stop it. So it's in the near future, not the far future. What I like about it is you see the new technology, but also next to the current technology, which like I think is really, really cool. Like you'll see the holographic televisions, but like next to like, you know, a regular ass kitchen that like any of us would have right now.
Yeah.
So like the tech is there, but it's also like still our time. And like, you know, kids that have to go to school with like certain air warnings because of the amount of fires that are on the earth. New York City has an entire breaker wall around it because of the sea level rising.
Yeah.
The Arctic, they're looking at building hotels in the Arctic because the glaciers are gone and they can actually build hotels on land. And like the micro and macro kind of like decision making that goes into climate change, just like Jonni said, it's fucking depressing. But
it's good.
Each episode has ridiculous heavy hitter actors. The last episode I watched was the one with Edward Norton.
Yeah.
And I love Ed Norton. I love Ed Norton.
Yes.
And that was a great episode. So each episode has like a crazy well-known actor or actress, and it's more of like an anthology, but it's so good. I suggest it.
Speaking of that, for those of you who are not aware and are fans of the series, Black Mirror has come back with a few episodes.
That's right.
And that very first episode is already very, very fucked.
I heard that.
I sent it to you guys in the group chat. The first episode is very heavily on pretty much it's about a woman who who, she's just living her life, goes about her day, and then goes to jump on a streaming service, very much like Netflix, and sees a show starring Salma Hayek that looks just like her, and it's named after her, and starts watching the show, and the very first episode is just what she just went through in her day. And and then it turns out it's like, hey, you signed your life away. If you sign your life away once you signed on for this application, and all of the things that AI and fucking deep fakes and all of that shit, like what that could mean in a very fucked up situation where your life is now turned into content for the world to see. And
do I get paid? Because I might be down for that.
Well, yeah, not in this sense.
Yeah.
Because you just signed your shit away.
In order to access the app, you have to give up your life.
Well, no, I mean, how many times do we sign up for some shit like that, and there's terms and conditions, and we just accept?
It's all T's and C's.
And in there, you pretty much signed your whole shit to the fact where you see this happen, you talk to your lawyer, and your lawyer is like, yo, like, this is ironclad. Like, I can't do anything about this. And it's just Black Mirror. That's what it's about. For those of you who do not know, it's just modern technology, like what the extent of it could be in a very exaggerated but very possible situation in the future. It's like the Twilight Zone, but with modern technology and how it could affect us.
That's what it sounds like.
If it were to go to its most extreme point in society. So
it's a Netflix show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Netflix. Yes.
I heard it's a modern day Twilight Zone.
It is. Yeah.
Literally what he just said. Literally what he fucking just said. Jesus Christ.
Did you just say those exact words?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Pretty much, or did you say the exact words?
Literally said Twilight Zone.
Literally said Twilight Zone, modern day.
Yeah.
Like, you know what, guys? I heard
Try
it's
to give
like
him
a
some grace.
modern day Twilight Zone.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go.
It's a modern day Twilight show. I heard it's a modern day Twilight show.
No, it's hot out too. Pootie Tang. Damn, it's hot out. And you know it's hot too.
On that note, do we have anything else to add to this stellar conversation?
That's how you know how many beers deep I am right now.
sorry, Dave. To this sterling conversation.
Sterling. It's been mad sterling, cut.
Yeah, shit ain't gold. It's sterling. All right.
The gold. What was it? A gold podcast.
The golden podcast. Yes.
Jesus.
For all of 3 episodes.
I was on one of them.
You were.
Look at you.
Yeah.
That was before we brought Jonni on.
Yeah, I came on, and you're immediately like, "We need Jonni." There's no way.
No, Jonni was like,
absolutely.
"They need me."
Yeah, I was like, "Who the fuck is that guy?"
Yeah, who the fuck is that guy? Can we replace him?
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what happened. That's exactly what happened.
And we have not, looked back on that choice.
No, me being here is part of my work release program. Yeah.
Community service.
Yeah, the listeners right now, those of the listeners that don't know who the fuck you are wondering why the fuck you're here.
Yeah, no, they're gone now. They stopped listening.
Yeah, a long time ago. All right, so on that note, guys, thank you for tuning into this episode of the podcast. Remember, if you made it this far, you fuck with us, and that means I kept thinking about the outro that y'all did. It was just so fucking horrible.
It's terrible. Walk impersonations.
Yep. Yes. No, if you made it this far into the episode, you fuck with us, and that means we fuck with you. So remember to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you are listening. If you are watching us on YouTube, if you haven't followed us, you're a fucking fool. Subscribe to us and give us that thumbs up, man. Give us your thoughts on the episode. That way we could talk shit to you in person or right back on within that. So sure. All of the above. Anyway, if you want to cop some merch, Go to insensitivemerch.com. Jonni is working really hard at updating all of that shit, so we're gonna see a change very, very soon. But most importantly, we will catch you next week. We love you. Peace. Rocco, thank you for joining us.
Did you want to plug anything or anything?
He already did at the beginning.
Critical Mass and Listen Up Casuals. Check
There we
us out.
go.
Tell the folks where you at.
What?
How can the folks
anywhere you podcast, look for Critical Mass Podcast or look for Listen Up Casuals. Anywhere you pod.
There we go.
There you go.
So listen to all of that. All right, guys, we're all drunk and we're all having a good time.
That's
so
right.
Peace.
What if I pod on Grindr? Can I find your podcast on Grindr?
Easily. It's a top search. We do toe tapping at the stalls, baby.
3 knocks.